HCAC.com to join the fight and spread the word.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Manchester University and Spartan Stadium for the HCAC Game of the Week. The Spartans this afternoon at 0-2, hosting the Panthers of Greenville. They come in at 1-1. Today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Aspen Creek Grill, why go anywhere else for delicious food? Burtner Electric, providing quality electrical services in central Indiana. Boilermaker 374, we're second to none in quality and performance. Also by Clean Slate, inspired innovation that moves business forward. Piper Logistics, from warehousing to transportation and everything in between. And Drumstick Dash 2023, move your feet so others can eat. Great to have you with us here this afternoon. Troy Dargowski along with Coach Myers. And boy, I tell you what, I think that let's just talk about the elephant in the room already, and that's a Manchester team that starts out 0-2, a brand new head coach. They're still trying to find their way in the first two games. Unfortunately, they've got a pretty good team they'll play today, but they got to find a way to get some points on the board.
Yeah, and I think they're doing anything they can. The press box today was whispering because they're thinking that will bring something. And, you know, right now as the head coach, and you're struggling, but you know your kids are going to be able to do it because they are quality players and they'll get the job done. You just have to be patient with them. New coach, new program. It's difficult. I've been through it 3 or 4 times as a new head coach. It's really complicated because you just got here and now you're trying to get your system in place. Be patient. It'll be okay.
And the players have to buy in, and you got to change the culture.
Got to change the culture. And the other thing that you cannot be lazy. You have to set the president. He was on the field greeting the officials where his team went in, where before Coach would go. He stayed on the field, talked to me a little bit. He's ready to play. He thinks this is going to be a pretty good ball game.
All right, well, let's go ahead and scout this Panther football team. They opened up with a win at Concordia, Chicago, 41-14. Wasn't really a game that you think there were a lot of yards put up in that game, and there were not. 307 yards for Greenville. They rushed for 243. And then last week they lose to Eureka 23-14, held scoreless in the first half, managed only 284 yards of total offense in that game. What do you see in this Greenville team?
Speed, patience. Got to be very patient with the offense. And there, with 1-1 and the difficulty they had last week, you can capitalize. If you're Manchester, you can probably capitalize on that a little bit. So you get off to a quick start. You never know what happens. I tell you what, Manchester's dressing a lot of kids today.
Yeah. Well, they might get a lot of kids get a chance to play as well. We're going to scout the Spartans in a couple of moments. Real quick about Greenville, averaging only 295 yards of total offense. But, again, they'll run the football. 218 yards per game coming in, only 77 yards through the air. They're scoring at 27.5 points. But look at their defense. Even in those first two games, only giving up 18.5 points per game.
Yeah, defense plays a big role. But this early in the year, this third game of the year, defense usually takes over the first 2-3 games, and then the offense opens up. It'd be very interesting to see how both of these teams will respond to the atmosphere, because it is a cool day, probably the best day that we have had for football in a long, long time.
And by the way, keep an eye on Peyton Bates, their quarterback. Couple of interceptions, still has not thrown his first touchdown so far of the year. But Paul Garrett, 211 yards rushing. He will be the feature back today. We'll come back, talk about Manchester in a moment. This is the HCAC Game of the Week right here on HCAC TV.
Hey folks, good to be with you for tonight's game. My name is Andy Simpson, and I'm a licensed IHSAA football official, and welcome to Friday Night Football, powered by IndianaSRN. On behalf of the 340 football officials, the IHSAA, the crew here at IndianaSRN, we hope you enjoy tonight's game, and more important, don't forget to subscribe to the IndianaSRN YouTube page. As you're watching tonight's contest, I'm going to show you a few of our signals that will help you better understand the information we are trying to convey. Touchdown, safety, first down, holding or illegal use of hands, encroachment, or offsides commonly known, false start or illegal formation on the offense, or a free kick, scrimmage violation, face mask, intentional grounding, roughing the passer, clipping, illegal shift, illegal motion, illegal block, pass interference by the offense or the defense, delay of game, and the one signal we dislike and you as fans don't like seeing, unsporting. We'd like to thank everyone for tuning in tonight and following us on IndianaSRN. You can also tune in to the Football Weekly Show and Coach's Show every Saturday morning at 8 a.m. on IndianaSRN.org. Finally, if you've ever thought about becoming an IHSAA official, www.ihsaa.org and click on the Officials tab or call the IHSAA office at 317-846-6601. Now, sit back and enjoy the game.
Back here at Spartan Stadium, you see the captains meeting at midfield. We just got done scouting this Greenville Panther football team. Manchester again coming in at 0-2. They lost the opener to North Park 27-0. The Hour gained 381 to 206 in that contest. Then last week they lose to Alma, that final 68-0. By the way, outgained 420 to 171. So I think it's pretty obvious right now offense is going to be a big key. Yeah, they got to stop people, but they got to find a way to put some points on the board. Yeah, one of the things that capped that game last week, a missed field goal, blocked field goal, and Alma picks it up and runs all the way down to score the last touchdown, and the official says, game's over. Yeah.
So you got to take all those away. And just, this week of practice, how well did we respond, and how well do you respond with that loss? Some teams, I've had some teams that responds and they'll just smack you in the mouth today.
Right.
Other teams will lay back. We'll see. I'm very curious. I'm really curious at how the offense will operate with the new quarterback they have today.
Yeah, you think about what happened last week. Eric James was 23-39, 214 yards, but he did throw 4 interceptions, so they are now going to try Trevor O'Brien, a junior at 6'3", 185, and so that's always tough when you're looking for the right guy to run your offense and you don't have him at the beginning of the year, and all of a sudden you start changing a lot. That really changes a lot for your offense.
Trevor's a long way from home, from Vino Beach, Florida. So mom, dad, or grandma and grandpa is probably watching today for him getting to start big-time start for him, a big-time start for Manchester. 1 o'clock start, kind of early for us.
It is.
Usually 1:30 or 2 o'clock start, so 12 o'clock Central Time where Greenville folks are watching, and we have a bunch of people watching this today, so be good today, will you, Troy?
Well, I'll do my best.
Okay.
Garrett Lewis, one of the 2 deep return men, along with Khalil Williams. And so Manchester will get the football first. Inside the 5 at about the 10, there will be a return. 15, 20, nice return to the 25, still on his feet, 30 out to the 32. And a nice way to start. That's Khalil Williams there on the return, and it'll be first down for the Spartans.
I tell you what, Williams had a seam, and he just followed his blockers, and one more guy to beat, and I think he'd be gone for pay dirt.
All right, here we go. It'll be Trevor O'Brien at quarterback. Jalen Love will be the starting running back. He's a senior at 5'6", 190. Your wideouts include LeVar Leisure at 6'2", 192, and a senior. He wears number 5. Duriel Moss, a 5'11", 170-pound junior, number 4. And then Jordan Barnett, 6'5", 180. He will wear number 1. Here we go as the stack trips to the near side. First down and 10. And they'll throw immediately out here in the flat. Ball will be caught by Moss. Flag is down, I do believe. Side judge on our side of the field threw the flag about 25 yards.
I think he's going to get him caught for holding.
Not a good way to start here this afternoon for the Spartans. The one thing, you want to set that tone really early with your offense, and we have seen time and time again, you get a penalty here or there, and it can really kill you.
Number 11, 10-yard penalty.
The holding penalty will go against Justin Abayagam, who's the tight end at 6'3", 230.
And if you're home saying, why would the side judge 25 yards from the play make that call? Because the head linesman is watching the line of scrimmage for that kind of hold. So
yeah.
Great crew today in the ACC.
So O'Brien out of the shotgun once again, puts a man in motion. Handoff, and not much there as Jalen Love on the carry may get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
Every team in the HCAC playing today, we'll run that schedule down for you today. We'll run also down the schedule, and our halftime guest is the basketball coach of Manchester College.
That'll be starting up here pretty soon, huh?
Yes, sir.
Jalen George has entered the lineup now for Manchester. Second down and 22. They'll have to get to the 42 for the first down.
Blitz.
O'Brien in the pocket over the middle. Ball's caught at the 40, 50, 45, 40. They may score on their first possession and their first score of the year. 78 yards and the touchdown. And it went to Duriel Moss. How about that, huh?
Can I just say this? Clark Chapin, where are you?
They won't invite him back now, will they?
No, I got a feeling we're going to be in this seat for a long haul. That's awesome.
Heck of a throw, though, by the quarterback, Trevor O'Brien. Well, that'll get the crowd going.
Yeah.
Extra point attempt. Aiden Beachy. And the kick is good. 13:37 to go. Opening period, 7-0 Spartans.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
By the way, this is our first time here at Manchester, and they score. Can I remind everybody, you and I have been doing Franklin the last 2 weeks, 11 plays of 40 or more for touchdowns.
Exactly.
Can we add this one to it?
I think so we can, because we could just do a running total of games on the HCAC TV network.
That is absolutely crazy. So after the touchdown pass,
look at the sideline of Manchester. They are pumped. Oh, kicked it out of bounds. That's not good.
So that'll be a penalty there on the kickoff. By the way, you can go to the Manchester website if you want to keep up to date on the stats here this afternoon.
Free kick out of bounds. Kicking team number 44. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot. Re-kick.
So they will go ahead and re-kick it right here.
Now, let me ask you something, Shorty. You get the ball at the 35 or you re-kick. What do you think? Well, you might the speedster's back there, though.
I was going to say, you might use those guys that would love to get that chance to return the football.
I was always told, if you got a free land, take the land.
Yeah?
Yeah. Good old Dick Harpo back in my day.
Well, Dominic Fees is one of the two players that is deep. Quintrell Clay is deep as well for Greenville, and they're stacked there at the 15, and then they'll split, so you can't really pick on one or the other one. It will be a short kick from the 15-yard line on the return. Breaking a couple of tackles, still on his feet, across the 30 to about the 32-yard line. That was Clay on the return.
So, advantage Manchester by 3 yards, right?
Yeah.
Ball on the 32, you would have got it on the 35.
Yeah. So it all worked out right, didn't it?
Well, yeah.
Peyton Bates, 18 of 44 this year, 154 yards, no touchdowns, 2 interceptions. But we mentioned Paul Garrett. He wears number 13. He'll be the key today.
Mrs. Myers is watching this and says, things look good, boys.
Yeah, good. Garrett, by the way, averaging 7.3 yards per carry. First possession for Greenville, man in motion, left to right. Garrett gets the call, puts his head down, crosses the 35 near the 36.
Did you see how he pumped those legs? He was ready, determined, and he hit them before they hit him. This could be a grunt, just run up and down the field here today.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Greenville wants to grind it out.
They just want to, they want to control the clock and run the ball. I doubt if we see more than 10 throws today.
Well, let me tell you what, their offensive line will get to those numbers. They got some big guys up front.
Especially the front three.
Second down after a gain of 4. I have a split backfield. You don't see this very much. Handoff again.
Speed.
It'll be Garrett. Garrett, 45-40. One man to beat now. It's a foot race to the end zone. Did he get in? No, he's out at about the 3. Wow.
Well, I think it's just our crew.
We were 3 yards from ad number 13.
I guess so.
Garrett, we mentioned, coming in with a 7.3 yards per carry average. That number just went up.
That average went up about 2.
See where they put the football. I think it is at the 3-yard line. So it'll be first and goal, and just like that, Greenville knocking on the door.
Play clock at 6.
You know what? I give it back to Garrett. If I run that far down there, you might want to let him have it back and score. They're going to throw over the middle, wide open in the end zone for the touchdown.
Probably the shortest pass he's thrown all year.
Wow, Caden Cervantes was wide open, and just like that, it's 7-6.
They pinched the gap. They were ready for the run. He snuck out of the lined up and tied in, wasn't he?
Yeah. So now the extra point to try to tie the game. Lucas Hermo, right-footed kicker. Good snap. The kick is up, and it is good. 12:03 to go, opening period, tied at 7.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the Egg White Grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the egg white grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
By the way, Garrett, 2 carries, 65 yards,
Is that all?
32.5 yards per carry. That's not bad.
The scoring drive took 32 seconds.
So now the Spartans will get it back. 2 big scoring, or should say 1 big scoring play and 1 almost a big scoring play, but they finish it off with a touchdown. And there will be a return from the 10 for the Spartans out to about the 29. Ball is loose. Now we wait and see, was he down or not?
Nope.
Greenville says they have the football, and they do. Big turnover already now for the Spartans. By the way, the guilty party there, number 21, Garrett Lewis. Boy, you hate to see that. You get that first score, and then, of course, give up the big play, and you just want this thing to kind of unravel right here. So it'll be first down at the Manchester 29-yard line. Boy, if you're Greenville, you're like, thank you. They'll look to throw.
Oh, got it in the air.
Near side, 25, and cut back against the defense. And what a nice play there by the receiver. That's T.J. Brown.
TJ just planted his foot and spun. That's how I used to do it back in the day.
I know.
Yeah.
That's what it reminded me of you when you wore those leather helmets back then.
Well, me and Bill Ludlow. And the high tops.
Yeah.
Don't forget the high tops.
I won't.
And the long socks.
Second down and 1. Football is at the 20-yard line. Single receiver split wide to the right, 1 in the slot. And we've got a flag down.
I tell you what, I was watching the two ends. They were going at it pretty well.
Yeah.
5-yard penalty.
By the way, Adrian Hinton in the lineup now, 5'9", 195, and a senior for Paul Garrett.
We actually can hear Mr. Fisher. He's the white hat. Last night he said he worked a high school game in Indiana, and he was about 2 hours away from home and got up about 5 o'clock this morning to get ready for this ball game.
There you go.
They were on the field by 10 o'clock this morning, 10:30 this morning.
Yeah, they were here early. After the penalty, it'll be second down and 6.
False start.
Nope, we got a timeout.
Oh,
Greenville rushing
Coach
out.
called that quick,
yeah,
didn't
he
he?
came out very fast. He wants to talk about it right here. 10:49 to go, opening period. We're tied at 7. Want to remind you, make sure you keep up to date with all the schools and sports on the HCAC website, heartlandconference.org. I want to remind you that we're at this time of year where you've got cross-country volleyball going on. I know that next week
soccer
we'll be in Terre Haute for a 2-day invitational.
2-day invitational, the Rosemont Invitational. Play 2 games on Friday. We'll have 2 games for you Friday night, 2 games on Saturday. College football and, believe it or not, a soccer game next week. 6 events on the HCAC network next week.
I've got Saturday off. How about that?
No.
Yeah, I do.
Check your schedule.
You change it again?
I might. I know Friday night you're off, right?
No, I'm working Friday night. I'm off Saturday.
Oh, where are you at Friday night?
Somewhere at home.
Okay.
I think I got Mount Vernon again.
Oh, okay. I thought that said Tony. Maybe I changed. Okay.
I better look now.
We'll move on.
Yeah.
No, you got a game. Trust me.
Second down. After the timeout, Bates checking. He'll keep his running back Hinton in the ballgame just to his right. Handoff and around right side. Any running room? Yes. Nice spin, 20, and then brought down at about the 18-yard line. Delray Crowder there on the end around for Greenville. And we thought Crowder, and of course Crowder might be tired after that
I would be.
run he had in the first possession of the ball game. As Hinton stays in the lineup as the lone setback. This time 2 receivers split wide to the left. One of those T.J. Brown who just carried the football. There's another flag down. Hinton up the middle. I think that we may be bringing this one back. Official on the far side. No, they're going to say it is against Manchester. They're offsides in that play. Now, there's 2 things in sports that always hurt you year after year if you don't correct it. One of them is penalties and the other one is turnovers. And right now the Spartans have had the turnover just moments ago and a penalty here against the defense. So the first down carry, and the drive will stay alive here for the Panthers.
Nice to hear the official call the call today.
It is.
Yeah, it's nice. Did we mic him today?
I don't think so, but
Crowd mic picked him up.
Yeah. First down, Panthers.
I want to say hello to our new producer, Nick, on the call today.
Paul Garrett back in the lineup. He let you have a what for, didn't he?
Well, you work ESPN, now you work for us. So.
Fake the handoff to Garrett, throw out in the flat, and then into the end zone for the touchdown on the reception, T.J. Brown.
They made that look easy.
Well, I think what happened, that you look at the Spartan defense, they really focused on Garrett, who came back in the lineup. Yep, and they were going to get him, and the next thing you know, the play goes to the outside.
And what we thought they would run, they've passed a little bit today.
Yeah, they have. And their quarterback already 2 touchdown passes. We mentioned Bates came in with no touchdown passes, already 2 here in the first quarter. And now the extra point attempt. Kick is up, and it is good. 9:41 to go, period number 1, 14-7 Greenville.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
(14-7) back here at Spartan Stadium on the campus of Manchester University. Spartans will get the football back after scoring on that nice touchdown pass to Moss early. Now it's 14 unanswered here for the Panthers. Deep Lewis, who fumbled the football on his last return, and now he along with Williams are deep. And the fair catch at about the 6-yard line. So Spartans are going to start deep in their own territory in this one. A little surprised by that. I thought it looked like he might have a little bit of running room.
I did. It looked like he had like 15, 20 yards, but he wanted to be sure with the ball.
So first down, Spartans. Coming in averaging, again, no points in their first 2 games, giving up 47.5.
With the fair catch, though, he gets the ball at the 25-yard line. It's college football.
That's right. The football at the 25.
Boy, you don't like the high school football rule, do you?
I don't like it.
Yes, sir.
I got a few of them I don't like. And once I become emperor, I'll change it. So O'Brien, 3 receivers to the near side. Spartans will run the football over the left side. Nothing there. They're going to have a hard time running against this defense. That looked like Josiah and Soriana Smith.
Looked like Smith just shot the gap and he ran right into it.
Well, you look at this Greenville defense in their first 2 games. I mean, they've played well. they're going to be tough, only giving up 18 points, but they just don't give up much in yardage in those first two contests. So it'll be 2nd down and 11.
Wide left.
Handoff again, and it's going to be a loss of yardage. And Serena Smith again. Speaking of the Spartans, they have not been able to run the football. If you can't run the football and have some consistency there,
you're not going to move the ball.
They'll pin the ears back, come right at you, won't they?
Next week, the HCAC teams are all off. That is their bye week.
See, that's why I have the weekend off.
You get the bye week, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the next week, we open up the season with 3 games for you.
All right. All right, now you're in a 3rd and long situation here for O'Brien. Here they come again. O'Brien hit immediately and picked off at the 40. There will be a return. 25-20 and into the end zone, easy enough for a touchdown. O'Brien got nailed right when he threw the football. And the interception, Paul Garrett, who, by the way, is your running back, and then he turns into a defensive back and then scores.
I think Greenville was a little upset that Manchester scored on him because they have come 20 unanswered points here.
Yeah, I think so. Well, sometimes you get a little bit of a wake-up call, and the next thing you know, here you go. And so now the extra point attempt. Hermo back in once again for his 3rd attempt already here in the first quarter. And we're possibly looking now at 21 unanswered points. The kick is on the way, and it is good. 8:07, period 1, 21-7, Panthers.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot, it's not a game.
Back here at Manchester University, Spartan Stadium, 21-7, Greenville on top. Spartans will get the football back once again. And another fair catch. I guess when you look at Lewis fair catching the last 2, again, you get the football in decent field position, but after the turnover, it kind of makes you wonder if they said, listen, if it's not a sure thing, let's go ahead and take the fair catch.
Yep.
Unfortunately, though, takes away any opportunity to get a big play on special teams.
And momentum.
And momentum.
I think, again, but the opposite side of that, you get tackled, hit hard, fumble the ball, then your momentum's the other way.
So 2 turnovers here in the opening quarter, the fumble and the interception. And the Spartans now find themselves down by 14 with 8:07 to go, still in this opening period of play. You know, that defensive line has really done a nice job for Greenville putting the pressure on O'Brien. O'Brien flushed out of the pocket, and he's going to slide at the 30. Keep an eye on that official on the other side. They're going to actually put him back to the 29-yard line.
With it, when you slide, it's where your knee hits first, then the slide. So knee dropped out right at the 29.
We mentioned a little bit as you see the Spartans making some changes in that offensive front and switching receivers, at least one of those to the near side. They got to find a way to run the football today. Handoff and good second and third effort out to about the 32.
Very good effort.
Cameron Hovey out of Sheridan, 5'10", 200-pounder.
Played for Bud Wright.
Yeah.
Bud Wright has coached in Indiana. If you're Greenfield and you're a new listener, Bud Wright has been coaching football for 56 years in the state of Indiana.
Long time.
Older than some of our broadcasters.
I think most of them, yeah. Third down.
Yeah, we're the old farts.
We are. Yeah, we're up there. Third down now and about 3. O'Brien out of the shotgun, 2 receivers to the near side. Quick throw to the sideline and unable to come up with a catch. It was intended there for the tight end. Abigam was the intended receiver, so now you're looking at 4th down. Here comes the punting unit on.
Well, I tell you what, he had that open there and just misjudged the ball.
So Beachy will come and punt the football away. Boy, Greenville a little slow getting their punting unit on the field as the punting receiving unit back out. Well, the one thing you look at this one now, and I know it's pretty early in this football game, but go and get your defense back out there once again. It's going to be a very short kick. It's got that good spin,
look at
though.
this.
Yeah. So it took a Spartan roll all the way down and then touched at about the 24-yard line.
I like how the receiver gets the ball and then kicks the ball a little bit. Here's where it was.
Yeah, go down there about 10 more yards.
10 more yards, sir.
Hey, don't forget, gain prominent exposure through on-site branding, social media mentions, and more. If you need information on how you can be a part of these broadcasts, contact our coach, just the guy to my left, coach at IndianaSRN.org. The nice thing about it, you are a person that will give them several different options and packages.
Yep, will fit your budget.
Paul Garrett after the interception and the return now back in as the running back. Bates,
option.
RPO, and he'll pitch. Garrett to the outside, tries to cut back at the 30, and he'll be pushed back in. He got to about the 31-yard line.
You know, the hands way out as a blocking tool. You know, back in the day, that used to be called holding. Now you got to fight through that.
Yeah.
But those kids are a lot stronger than it was back in the day either. 2nd down and 4.
Bates now 3 of 3 today, 26 yards, couple of touchdowns. Garrett now 3 attempts and 65 yards.
Motion.
2nd down and 4. 2 in the backfield, the handoff over the right side. It is going to be close to the 1st down, this time on the carry, Adrian Hinton.
Second effort got that to him.
So football at the 35, you can move the chains. You know, they use a lot of different formations. Speaking of Greenville, you've had a 2-back set, you've had the 1-back set, you've had 3 receivers, sometimes you've had 2 tight ends.
Yeah, they've done 5 different sets today, and we're 5 minutes into first quarter.
So now they work with 2 running backs, 2 receivers to the near side. Hash mark right, handoff,
That's
and
good.
not much this time.
Snuffed that one out, didn't they?
Matthew Tiger, running back out of Selma, California, 5'8", 180. So now we've seen, 3 different running backs carry the football. Well, actually throw Crowder in there as well, so now you're looking at 4 different running backs.
Mr. Moore made the tackle.
See the clock coming up on 4 minutes in this opening period. Already 28 combined points scored between these two teams. Handoff Garrett.
Oh, nice hole.
Yeah, Garrett, nice effort getting him close to the 39-yard line. You kind of have a feeling for some reason he's going to break another one of these.
Yeah, Manchester that time read that really well, plugged a hole, but he gained about 4 of that on his own. Big 3rd down play here.
Blake Miller coming in from Manchester, first-year player out of Arley, Alabama.
5 guys in the box.
They'll look to throw. Bates
gets
him. Hit and sacked back at the 31-yard line. How about that? Number 13 coming in, Jalen Grimes, a sophomore out of Goulds, Florida. And the punting unit will come on.
The celebration, I like it.
And the defense needed that.
Yes, sir, they did.
So now the Spartans will get pretty good field position right here. Jalen George, one of the two deep men. The other one, Garrett Lewis, who we have seen on the kickoffs.
Do you go after this? Timeout, Manchester.
Well, they're going to talk about it first. 21-7, 3:18 remaining here in the first period.
HCA standings. Don't look at me that way. Hanover is 1-0. Mount St. Joseph is 2-0. Bluffton 1-1. Defiance 1-1. Rose-Hulman's 1-1. Anderson 0-2. Franklin 0-2. And Manchester 0-2. There's your standings this week on the Heartland Conference.
Manchester one man short. Be a short kick. We'll take a bounce here. Lewis touched there at about the 37-yard line, though. Yeah, the one official on the near side saw that it was touched. 37-yard line in that area.
This week in the Heartland Conference, Defiance at Kalamazoo, Bluffton at Adrian, Anderson is at Alma, Rose-Hulman is at Albany.
Albion.
Mount St. Joe is at Hope. Hanover is at University of Olivet. And Franklin is at Tryon. Franklin's not too far away from us, actually. Other side, right? Tryon. Oh, I guess they are.
Tryon's in Angola.
Thank you. I'm totally lost.
You are.
Now you know why my Uber driver drove.
I know why she's driving. That's
yes,
for sure.
sir.
Football at the 36.
Hey, I know where the concession stand is.
I
It's
know.
due that way.
And that's where she is.
Exactly.
You can find her over there. New quarterback in the lineup now for the Spartans. They try to run the football. Nothing there. See the new quarterback, number 14. That is Dante Cheney, 6 foot 185 and a junior. On the carry was Hovey once again. Didn't get much, so they will bring Jalen Love back in. The running game just, other than that, you think about what they've been trying to do so far, just has not been there. You had the Garrett run, but other than that, you only have 16 yards total since that time.
Play clock at 5.
Yeah, they will have to hurry here. They'll get the play off. Handoff. Left side for Love, and he'll get close to the original line of scrimmage. Third down. Well, if you are Greenville and you know that the other team is struggling running the football, you put a lot of guys in the box.
Yeah, you used to put 5 or 6 guys in the box and say, okay, just run it.
Or show us you can throw it, too. And so far with Cheney, his first snaps this afternoon, we have not seen him throw yet, but this is a throwing down situation.
I say that this is going to be a good old screen.
Oh, you calling the screen on this?
Yep.
Right.
Play clock at 9.
Yeah, see, they're taking a long time deciding how they want to do this. So 3rd and 11. Cheney to throw. Gets hit immediately. The ball is incomplete. It was intended there for Moss, but it falls incomplete. And so Manchester, a quick 3 and out in this one. It's going to go back to the rushing side, if I may. I'd mentioned Greenville rushing the football, the 16 yards outside the Garrett touchdown run, but yet on the other side, you're only talking about 8 total yards.
Offensive coordinator coming over with his team.
So Greenville will get the football back, leading at 21-7 as we're coming close to the end of this opening quarter of play. And that one, a kind of a knuckleball right there, and you can hear the coaches and players get away from it. It'll be another short kick, and they'll down it at around the 35-yard line.
Got a late flag. Oh, roughing the kicker. Or running into the kicker.
So that'll be a break here for the Spartans.
I would kick this again.
Hear the official here.
Running into the kicker. Receiving team number 36. Penalties declined. Result of play. First down.
Okay. So with 1:15 to play in the first quarter, 21-7. Thank you very much for joining us. Nick Lewis with us today, calling the ones and twos. Boy, did he work hard today. And Eric Eaton up on top.
What do you mean Nick worked hard today?
Well, we had some technical difficulty, and Nick came through.
Banged it out like that.
Our CEO was on long distance, and
that's all right.
We had to wake him up, I'm sure.
He was at the office this morning when I left.
Early this morning, didn't he?
First down.
You notice I didn't make it to the office.
I noticed you didn't. You're at your beach house. Man in motion. Hand off, and nothing there for Adrian Hinton, and all of a sudden they're not able to run the football as well.
Yeah, and the defense have changed their schemes a little bit. They disguised that pretty well. Under a minute.
You're talking about already now for Greenville a minus 6 yards so far. So it'll be second down and 12. RPO on the pitch. Near side, the cutback, and not a whole lot there once again. On the carry was Matthew Tiger once again.
That time you saw a defender pick up the quarterback and the receiver at that point. Nice little play. 3rd down and 9 here.
We've had several 3rd and longs today already as the clock begins to tick away. It looks like they will probably let the clock run out here in the opening period. So after Manchester scores for the first time this season in their first couple of games, will they get this one off in time? And they do get it with about a second remaining. Rolling and throwing, and that's going to be short. And that's going to do it for this opening period. And play pass was intended for Matthew Tiger. After the first 15, Greenville 21, Spartans 7.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
By the way, the Heartland takes academics seriously. So do I, by the way, at a 4.0 in college. Our athletes must maintain a 3.5 grade point average. Each year, over 1,000 student athletes carry at least a cumulative 3.5 GPA and are named to the HCAC All-Academic Team.
Now, your 4.0 took 6 years, correct?
Well, actually just 4.
It just took 4?
Yeah, 1 point for every year, yeah.
And you played quarterback?
You know, our producer is always in my ear talking about things I...
Well, you know, because he's a Butler grad, and, you know,
what are you
top
gonna
of
do?
his class.
Yeah.
He rubs it in. It hurts my feelings,
I
really.
know it does. So the Spartans will get the football here to begin period number 2. Decent kick here.
No.
The return man nearly fumbles it again, and he loses it out of bounds. And right now, Garrett Lewis is having a tough day holding onto the football.
Well, it's an overcast day. That's one. 2, the ball was just all kinds of like a knuckleball up there in the air.
Well, that's one of those that you kind of think maybe I just, like you say, better get away from that one and let it fall. But they will have it at the 29.
Good job by the crew. They're asking for the reset of the play clock.
Well, we have now seen Trevor O'Brien, and we have seen Dante Cheney, and it looks like O'Brien is back in.
Sometimes players respond once they've taken out and then come back in.
We're going to find out right here. 2 receivers to the near side. O'Brien set to throw.
Got an arm.
Puts it in the air. It's up for grabs. Ball caught. First down and more. Nice catch.
Nice defensive coverage, too.
Yeah.
Troy.
Kenny Red Jr., 6 foot 185, and a junior, all the way down to the Greenville 41-yard line.
Nice catch. Way to bring that in. It dropped to the ground. 1st and 10. Spartans.
Big spark here for this offense. 2 receivers now split wide to the left. One of those, Jordan Barnett. O'Brien to throw again. Over the middle. Caught. Hard hit at the 35 and dropped. But O'Brien coming in firing the football.
You going through the middle of the field like that, you better have your head on a swivel, and you better know you got good hands.
By the way, that was Kenny Red once again. His second consecutive reception.
He needs to take a break.
2nd down and about 4.
Crowd's getting into it a little bit.
Yeah.
Clock, shot clock at 20:17. Trips.
Yeah, they got a stack trips here to the left on the hash mark.
Got
O'Brien
him.
again over the middle. Ball caught inside the 30. First down, broken tackle, 25. All the way down to about the 23-yard line.
Well,
that sparks in the passing attack here.
Mr. O'Brien must have said, Coach, I could do this.
Jalen George out of Atlanta, Georgia.
Got a timeout, Greenfield.
So Greenville calls the timeout. We're going to keep it right here.
Check out IndianaSRN and the HCAC TV network. We'll have football for you, volleyball for you, soccer, and the basketball season coming upon us soon. If you would like to be a sponsor of that, you can contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. I looked at our basketball schedule so far. I think there's like 22 basketball games on there with 4 more schools calling me. So we're going to be pretty busy on Saturday and Sundays for the Heartland Conference.
Oh, good.
It'd be nice to come up here and see Coach. Coach is going to – Manchester will have a great basketball team.
Really?
Oh, they were really good last year. They won the conference championship last year. I do believe they lost in the championship game, but of the conference tournament. But they're going to be very, very good. In fact, we'll have the head coach at halftime tonight.
All right.
You need to go get popcorn while I have him as a guest.
You mean for me or you?
Yes.
I remember the last time you sent me down for something, and I got into that big crowd, and I said I would never do it again.
Yes, that's true.
It was very, very intimidating.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry.
And you know me, I'm a very soft person.
Yes, you are. Well, at least your contract says that you can get me that now.
Jalen George, 1 of 2 receivers split wide to the left along with Barnett. Now 4 receivers in the lineup here for the Spartans. They have found a little bit of a hole in that Greenville defense and their pass defense. Moss in motion, right to left, and a reset. Now we'll have trips to the left. O'Brien has
he's
time.
going to go to the end zone.
Yep, puts it in the air, and it's going to be knocked away at the last moment. Pass was a little bit underthrown. And so it's going to be 2nd down and 10.
I want to say hello to our commissioner, Jay Jones. You know, when I think he follows our schedule. Jay's always winking, making
Why?
sure you're doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Really?
Yeah, he knows I'm going to do it.
He's like checking in on me, is
yeah,
he?
Exactly.
William Nowlin, by the way, the defensive back who knocked that one away.
And Smile Jerry Collins is watching too.
All right. O'Brien again in the shotgun. Has protection. Throws and tipped and almost intercepted. It was tipped by the defensive back, went through the hands of the intended receiver as Barnett was there, and if that ball tipped a little bit higher, it could have been picked off.
What do you think about taking and running on that one? You had the open way, or you just throw the ball?
You know, I think if I'm right now, I'm going to keep going with what got me this deep, and they've been able to have the success throwing the football. You might want to keep doing it.
3rd down and 10 here.
Football at the 24-yard line. O'Brien back in after one series off when Chaney stepped in. O'Brien fires and has a man but overthrows him in the end zone.
Got hit hard after the throw. Is this 4-down territory here?
Well, I tell you what, I don't know what their kicking situation is, but that's going to be a heck of an attempt from here. So I would say, why not? You're down 21-7. You know, one thing about it, you look at Kenny Redd, who was one of the backup wide receivers. You know, he had his man beat on that play. He has actually
on the
played
opposite
well.
side.
Yeah, number 81.
Play clock at 12. Boy, they're taking some time.
They are. Sometimes this can be a little bit hectic on an offense. They may have to get a timeout, and they will, with just, I think, 3 seconds remaining on the play clock.
Timeout, Manchester. Their second of the half.
So they use their second timeout. We'll take a break as well. 12:57 to go period. 2:21-7 Greenville. I want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by HCAC TV and IndianaSRN for the private use of our audience. Use of pictures, video, and audio without the expressed written permission of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference is prohibited.
That means you need the boss to give you permission.
You know, I was going to mention that you're even a little stiffer on yours because when I mentioned any sound or anything, you don't like it when people use your voice, do you?
Well, today I don't mind.
It's okay today?
Yeah.
Oh,
but not tomorrow.
Not tomorrow.
On Sunday.
4th down and 10 after the timeout. Spartans will go for it right here. Here comes the blitz. O'Brien is going to get dumped big time. And they were coming like a Mack truck on that one.
Got a flag.
That's probably thrown where it's a hold. Boy, they were coming after him that time. Thomas Lanier, the senior at 6'2", 225.
Holding. Offense, number 31. Penalties declined.
Now, the way they were coming, I might reach out and grab somebody too.
Yeah. They shot the gap, and they were ready. So he loses about 15 on that.
Yeah.
1st and 10 now, Greenfield.
All the way back to the 30.
You know,
line.
Greenville.
Yeah. Yeah, they're down around St. Louis. Ours is near Indianapolis.
Is it by Angola?
Yeah, near Angola, which is over that way, by the way. You still pointed the wrong way.
I did.
So 1st down.
I'm going due north 13 miles after this.
I'm happy for you.
Got him.
Greenville in the air. That's a duck, and it's intercepted. And there will be a return.
Look at him.
45 midfield and out of bounds here on the near side.
They got tripped, late flag.
Yandel Victorino out of Jacksonville, Florida. That ball just kind of by the way, looked like a dying duck.
He was hit out of bounds probably 5 yards after out of bounds.
And that means we'll put some more yards on this one.
And we got 2 flags.
Yeah. First turnover, though, by Greenville. And we wait for them to sort it out.
We are sorting.
Victoriano, just a junior. Well, he played that as well as a defensive back could. Ball that was underthrown the way it was, just stepped in and
during the play.
Intercepted it.
During the return, holding return team number 31. 10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. After the play was over, personal foul, late hit, passing team number 71. 15-yard penalty from the succeeding spot, first down Manchester.
All right, there you go. Nonetheless, Spartans will have the football.
So where the hold was is where they mark off the 10. Then where the ball kicked out of bounds, they mark
where the hit was out of bounds.
Yes.
Yeah.
So Manchester, they got good field position.
Yeah, they do. Now what do you do with it?
You got to score.
You got to score.
12:38 left in the first half.
O'Brien back out. He really did a nice job getting the Spartans down the field until they got to that 4th and 10, and then he got the big sack. So now stack right, single receiver to the near side.
5 guys in the box defensively.
They will not come after him this time. O'Brien near sideline. Is it caught in bounds? We wait. They're going to say no. He did not stay in bounds here on the near side.
Ball was a little wide.
Barnett. Yeah.
Pardon me.
Yeah, I've been watching O'Brien throw, and interesting. He's not over the top.
He's
coming
almost
a
sideline.
little bit. Yeah, kind of in the middle there, and it might affect his accuracy a little bit. 2nd down and 10. Here's a 5-man rush. O'Brien has time in the air, and it's going to be knocked down. That could have been picked off.
There's 3 guys right there wearing the gray shirts.
You know who's more upset about that than anyone is Cortland Harris, because he was waiting for that to come into his arms, and the guy stepped in front of him.
Over,
yeah. 3rd down and 10.
That's when you go, hey, buddy, I'm on your team. I like the uniforms, though, Greenville.
Yeah,
the gray.
I wish maybe the numbers were a little bit lighter.
Well, you can't see those?
A little bit. 3rd down, but there's a flag down immediately. So probably go against the Spartans. Let's wait.
Prior to snap, ball start, offense, number 30. 5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
Left a little early.
Isaac Bodkins.
Boy, I tell you what, they've given them an opportunity.
Well, we said it earlier, the 2 things that'll hurt you the most will be the penalties and will be the turnovers, and we've seen a couple of penalties here that have hurt the Spartans in the first half.
But they're still only down 21-7.
They're only down 21-7. But now you're 3rd and long. They have to get to the 36-yard line. O'Brien over the middle and knocked down. Pass intended for Duriel Moss. And that was really close again to being intercepted.
Logan Kirk on the deflection. 5'10" senior.
Punting unit will come on the field once again for the Spartans.
So defensively, Manchester have held them at bay after the 21 unanswered points.
Yep.
But you just got to move the ball down the field.
Part of that is still coming with, you think about the lack of a running game, because they've thrown the football pretty much every time. That one almost blocked. It's going to be a short kick unless you can get a nice roll again, and they will.
Oh, that stayed in bounds, Troy.
It did. All the way down to about the 10.
Wow.
That'll help the average.
Yep.
Plus, he belongs in the all-hair team.
Oh, I like the hair, yes.
Got to give him a little bit of love. Aiden Beachy.
We have a hair team. We've already started a hair team.
Yeah, there are about 4 or 5 guys on it.
To be 20, 19, 20, 21 years old to have hair like that again?
Wishful thinking, huh?
Well, if you've seen my haircut today, I did get my haircut. That one.
The one that was hanging down there in your eyes?
I trimmed it.
I can see that.
Yeah. Debbie said it was an eyelash.
12:09 to go. We won't tell you what the producer said.
Wow.
12:09 remaining before halftime.
We have fun in the booth, folks.
2 in the backfield. They'll look to throw. Has a man and then knocked down.
Nice defense.
Great play.
How about that?
Thanks to Jamal Hubbard. Hubbard got his hand up just at the right time, knocking down the pass from Bates. So it'll be second down. We're keeping an eye on some of the college games that are going on. All right. He's got a Christmas present right there. They'll hand the football to Garrett. And Garrett has had a difficult time running the football since he had that big run early. Neither team has really been very good on the ground here this afternoon. Hey, can we, while he's out getting 65-inch TVs, can he deliver one to my house?
No. Okay. End of one, Dayton leads Taylor 21-0. Bill Ludlow on location in Dayton, Ohio today.
Good for him. There you go. 3rd down and 7.
False start.
We have seen
a couple of those.
A lot of flags now here in the first half.
Way back behind the offense.
Full start. Offense.
There you go, another false start.
The center was moving the ball. You can't do that. That's in Canada. You can do that,
Yeah,
but not here.
Not here.
No. You watch Canada football?
I do.
It's different.
It is very different. Guys moving all over the place, bigger field. But you notice they really don't score that many more than.
Well, it's a 110-yard field.
Well, that's a long way to go.
It is. When you got a 0 on the field, something's wrong.
3rd down and 12.
Pitch.
Option in the pitch. Can he get to the edge? He will. 15, 20, and he may be gone at the 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5, and touchdown. There's Paul Garrett again. We were just talking about the lack of a running game, and he got the speed to the outside and scores the touchdown. 78 yards, I believe, on that one.
Another big play, number 13 on the year. 40 yards or more.
Hadn't seen him in a while, but now he has 169 yards.
That just lets the air out of the balloon.
Wow. Well, there's number 13.
13, that's what I just said.
Yeah, sorry. So the extra point attempt, try to make it 28-7. Kick is up, and it is good. 11:08 to go before halftime. Greenville leads at 28-7.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
You know, we're just talking about both teams and their inability to run the football over the last several plays, and then here we go again.
78 yards? 78.
Yep. Yeah. He is averaging, by the way, speaking of Mr. Garrett, 28.2 yards per carry.
That's pretty impressive.
Very much so.
Time clock on the clock, and 11 minutes left in this first half.
Right now, Greenville 179 yards on the ground. For Manchester, a minus 15. They do, speaking of Manchester, have 126 yards through the air. There is a return and cut down at the 25 and a hard hit. A flag comes out at the last moment.
I don't know what that flag, unless there was a block in the back.
Garrett Lewis on the return.
But that was a late flag, Troy.
It was.
Personal foul. Face mask.
Oh.
Kicking team, number 23.
Something I didn't see up here. Guess I should have had my eyes. You're in good field position here. You need to score. If you are Manchester, you need 7.
Was on Dominic Esparza there for Greenville, so it'll be first down and 10, and we'll put the football at the 41-yard line. Boy, the one big difference, you look at this one, the big plays that we've seen today for Greenville, they're averaging over almost 11 yards per play. On the other side, only 5 yards for Manchester.
That's why it's a 28-7 lead. Motion.
O'Brien gets drilled. Oh, my.
I don't know how he hung onto that ball.
How in the world? He got absolutely smoked by Elias Velasquez out of Orange City, Florida. That's the hit you just go, thank you.
He might have only had maybe 2 seconds if he had that to throw the ball.
Wow.
They're shooting gaps. You talked about it. They can't run the ball, so they put all those guys in the box.
Yeah.
And they're big. That's a big defensive line right there.
Well, look at this. Now you have, 4 guys rushing. They drop another one back. Everybody's in pass coverage. Ball caught near side at around the 45. Catch there by Jordan Barnett. You know, the thing is, I was watching the Greenville defenders. I mean, they basically can have almost 2 guys on every receiver. And they showed that they were going to blitz the middle linebacker, then he dropped back.
Look at how many people they put in that box.
Now they're daring him to throw the football. That's for sure. So it'll be third down.
Blitz.
That'll be Moss in motion. And ball is loose. And will it be picked up by who? It will be picked up, I believe, by Greenville. Turnover. And the ball down to the 25-yard line. I was waiting for somebody to scoop it up and run with it.
I think that's the problem. They tried to scoop and run and couldn't get a hold of the ball. But, boy.
That looked like Mitchell Schaefer, the junior out of Cocoa, Florida.
25-yard line.
Well, there's another turnover. That is a tough one to swallow right there. You just can't afford to give up anything else here late as we get later here in this second quarter. 28 unanswered now for Greenville, and they're trying to add as he'll trot the offense back out once again. Tight end will reset to the left. Hand off and a couple of yards on the carry for Hinton.
Manchester now is tackling the ball. They want the ball back.
A lot of times you do that, you forget about tackling the guy.
Yep. You score here, it's going to be a tough
uphill climb.
Yes.
Well, you know, and the other thing about it, when you turn the ball over that way, a lot of times you end up just being deflated as an offense. You just feel like you can't get anything going. You have the big sack there, and then you turn the ball over. As things start mounting and building up. And look, everybody here around the hash marks on this offense. Play action. Throw over the middle. Ball caught, but dropped immediately to the 20-yard line. I try to say the ball came loose. The catch there made by Tanner Eubanks. But they're going to say he was down as they continue to fight for the football. You know, the thing is about that formation is you had everybody pretty much within the hash marks. There's not a whole lot of room to throw the football.
Yeah. This is 4-down territory right here, though, if you're the Panthers.
You know, one thing that Manchester will have to do, they're going to have to get into the face of Bates. I mean, they got to put a little more pressure on him. He's getting some pretty good looks downfield. Here they come. Bates pumps and now keeps it himself, and he's going to be close to that first down. Might be a little bit short. But I go for it here.
Yeah, you have 4th and about 6 inches. How about that?
Well, the other thing is, yeah, you did great.
Thank you.
The other thing is, too, this is just as good as a punt. I mean, unless you don't want to just take the 3. Because Manchester would have to start deep in their own territory, and odds are, the way things are going right now for this offense for Manchester, unable to get the football down the field. Greenville get it back once again in good field position. Ball handed off, and it will be Hinton on the carry.
This was a
first down.
This was a 5.5-hour drive.
Is that what it is from where they're at?
Yeah, they're close to St. Louis.
Yeah. So that is a haul, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
By the way,
and you know, there's no Flames in 3A.
No, they don't fly at all.
No, I think it's a Greyhound.
It might be a charter. I don't think they'll take a Greyhound.
Okay.
Yeah, he lives in a different world than we do. They'll fake the handoff. Bates throws to the end zone. That hits the cone, but it misses the receiver. It'll go incomplete.
I just want to let you know the helicopter was not working today, so we did drive.
Delray Crowder on the receiving end of that intended pass.
There was no place to land it here.
Yeah, I can see that.
But Aaron, the SID, told me they're working on
getting a helipad for you? Yeah.
For the next time we come up. By the way,
you can get out here and fly to your townhouse up there on the lake, right?
Both SIDs did a great job for us this week, Troy. We got good people doing good things.
Second down, the pitch to the inside and into the end zone for the touchdown. Terrence Brown off the pitch from the quarterback, Peyton Bates, and now 34-7. Boy, that just, again, go back to the turnovers, how they will kill you, and especially when you turn it over in your own territory. That defense has to come back and play again and then play on a short field. So now the extra point attempt. Lucas Hermo's had a busy day already. We still have 7:07 to go here in the first half. Kick is between the uprights and good. Greenville leads this one 35-7.
Your hauling or moving project has arrived, and College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving has you covered. Honest. Uniformed. Nice. Knowledgeable. Service. College Hunks Hauling, Junk, and Moving.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here once again at Spartan Stadium, 35-7. It's 35 unanswered points now by Greenville. Spartans will get the football back. Still plenty of time to get something going here in this second quarter with 7:07 remaining. This kick will sail it down to about the 5-yard line. Spartans have a return. And upended at about the 23-yard line. Well, hard hitting on the special teams. That was Khalil Williams on the return. He got upended right there at the very end.
You know, we talked about it earlier in the pregame show. New program, new coach, new systems. You're going to have games like this.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, the bright side of this, if I will, is you've scored this week.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
So, getting there. And is this over? No. Is it going to be an uphill battle? You bet.
Yeah. 4 wideouts, man in motion, hash mark left. Spartans try to run it again, and boy, that swarming defense just nowhere to go on the carry. Looked like that was Ansorina Smith, number 26. They just do not have, speaking of the Spartans, don't have a running back that is giving them anything here this afternoon that they can really hang their hat on. Have them so far at a minus 17 yards rushing. The other thing you don't want to see is maybe the body language starting to.
Well, it doesn't look like they've quit, which is a good thing.
O'Brien, here they come again. Screen pass, and he threw it right to his offensive lineman.
And they were coming. Blitzed on the outside.
Wayne Vaughn was right in front of the intended receiver, which would have been Ansorina Smith. Unfortunately, he didn't get out there in time. Vaughn at 6 foot 300. Takes a little time for him to get over here.
Yes, sir.
So another 3rd and long for Manchester. Now look at, you have 5, 6 guys on the line. They're coming after him here. O'Brien, and overthrows his intended receiver. The receiver really never even got his head turned around because the pressure was coming. He had to get rid of the football. That was Williams, and just like that is 4th down.
He was rushed big time, though. He didn't have much time at all.
Yeah. We can bring 6 and 7 guys like that. You can see why. So Greenville will get it back once again. And they will have, unless you can get a good roll again out of this kick, they will have excellent field position.
They got 10 guys on the line of scrimmage. They're coming getting this.
Boy, that snap almost went over his head. There will be a return at the 45. Up the sideline, and then he goes out of bounds. Where'd they mark him out at around the 37-yard line. That's a pretty good punt return right there. So now the defense back out. Offense will trot back out onto the field. Want to remind you again, you can tailor your sponsorship package to fit your unique marketing objectives and budget. Do so by contacting Coach at IndianaSRN.org. I think we need to change that somewhere in here and say contact Keith at Coach at IndianaSRN.org.
You can, whatever you want to do. You just rewrite my scripts. It's okay.
5:52 remaining here in the first half.
I have every word spelled right in that one.
You do. Must have been proofread by somebody in your family. Yep. Here's the option and the pitch. Not a great pitch, but able to pick that one almost up off the turf is Terrence Brown. And he will get a good 5 out of that one. I don't take Peyton Bates, to be honest with you, as much of an option quarterback. He looks like he's a little uncomfortable doing that.
I think he's looking at the coach and go, have we never read that play at practice?
I'm a thrower, not a runner here.
Kids will look at me and go, Was that in the playbook this week?
Second down. Bates looking, and now rolling. Quickly gets rid of it, and that's a good play by Bates. I mean, he had coverage on this side of the field plus the rusher coming after him. He had to get rid of it.
Mr. Moore was playing spy there.
So now it's 3rd down and 4.
Play clock at 19.
This time Bates will work with 4 receivers. Garrett in the backfield. And now they'll check back to the line of scrimmage, see what changes they will make here. You know what is funny? I'm watching over at the sidelines. We'll talk about that in a moment. Bates down the sideline and the touchdown. Yes. What a great play.
What a great catch.
On the reception for the touchdown, number 87, which is Zarian Simpson out of Douglas, Georgia, just a freshman, but we have a flag down, I believe we do.
Got a kneel the man downfield.
Now, I think it's going to be the way the Greenville players are reacting. It is going to be a touchdown. Well, maybe after the play that was unsportsmanlike.
Some of the...
Too much celebrating?
Maybe. Man in a white hat will tell us here.
The result of the play is a touchdown. After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 83, his first of the game. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
That goes against Jabri Berry. Played his high school football at Denver North. So the extra point attempt is now you're looking at 41 unanswered points here by Greenville.
Ooh.
Kick is up, and it is good.
Snuck on there.
I know. We'll take a timeout for, I should say, 5:02 to go, period 2, 42-7.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
So I stopped in at Chick-fil-A for lunch and saw Officer Wilson come in. I decided to place a dine-in mobile order and have a cookie delivered to him just to show appreciation for his service for our community.
A few minutes later, I noticed that Officer Wilson had gotten up and left, and I knew he hadn't gotten his cookie yet.
I'm headed to my car. I turn around and I see Allie, and she's running after me.
Mr. Police Officer, Mr. Police Officer.
Usually when someone yells, officer, officer, they want to ask me about a ticket they got. I absolutely wanted the cookie. This cookie is delicious.
5:02 before halftime. Don't forget, Keith will have a special guest coming up at the half.
I do. The basketball coach.
Yeah.
Nate Conley will be joining us. He greeted me this morning around 9:45 and said, I've been looking for you. I said,
really?
Been here a long time.
You were here that early?
We were here by 10 o'clock, yeah.
Okay.
I carried all the equipment out.
You didn't carry all that up.
Huh?
Did you? No, I heard you got help.
Yeah, I had a nice basketball player.
Yeah, see? There you go.
Very nice. They treat you right down here.
Penalty after the last penalty they're called on the touchdown. We'll mark it back to the 20-yard line on the kickoff. So
get there.
Manchester on the return out to near midfield.
Good. Now, if you're the head coach here, you're looking at the little things, and you're looking at players that does not quit and will play and be determined.
Yeah.
This 4:55 in the second half, you're looking at kids that are determined to play. And if your young kids are those people, guess who you play next week?
The young kids.
Well, you get the bye, but the next week you play the kids.
Well, the other thing you got to really do is really keep their spirits up, because it's really easy at this stage to get down. And boy, it had such a good start with that touchdown pass to Moss and kind of felt a little energy, but since then it has been all Greenville in this one. O'Brien back out again, and the whistles will stop play. This will be a timeout for Manchester.
Last timeout.
That'll be, again, their final timeout here in the first half. Keep you updated at halftime. I know Coach will have a special guest at halftime. We'll also get you updated on some of the scores going on around the country. I know IU playing now against Louisville down at Lucas Oil Stadium.
I heard that place was packed today. You know, the Boilermakers are on national TV tonight.
Yeah, I know you're happy about that.
Yeah, Michigan playing Bowling Green today?
Yeah.
Down at Bowling Green, or is that in the big house?
Michigan would never go to Bowling Green. Come on.
Okay. Well, Michigan never goes on the road except three times a year.
That's right.
How many games you got, Mr. Harbaugh? Oh, I got 12. How many are at home? 9. Oh, okay, great.
You don't have to be a hater.
I'm not a hater, just stating the fact, Jack.
You know, when you're ranked second in the country, people always taking shots at you all the time.
I don't know what that means. Boilermakers haven't been there for a while.
No. So after the timeout, Spartans football right at midfield.
Oh, there we go.
That was a hard snap count there by O'Brien. And
Mr. Quarterback is like, good call, let's go.
Well, you could get a pretty good idea here, Keith, that when you jump on the first hard count, they're coming after you.
Well, when all 5 jumps, there might be a little bit of idea that is the case.
They are pinning their ears back, and they're coming. They're only using a 4-man front right here, but don't be surprised. You see a blitz. Not this time. Near sideline, ball caught. Out of bounds at the 40.
Down.
On the reception there is Peyton Fry out of Southport High School.
Southport?
Yeah.
All right.
5th-year player. We have called several different names.
Well, you know, that just tells you Friday night football that we cover, coaches are watching.
Yeah. Under 4.5 to go. Spartans will stay with that same formation with 4 wideouts.
Got him downfield.
O'Brien in the air and overthrows his intended receiver. That is Fry once again here in the near sideline. This Fry at about 5'8", so not a big target.
O'Brien just seems like his timing is just a little off.
Yeah. Well, what will help, again, he wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year, so he probably didn't get enough reps. So if you think about it, what he might have gotten 20% early, but now he's getting them all, and that's going to be a big help later in the year. Trips right, hash mark left. O'Brien again has time. Ball caught, 32-yard line, and then brought down after he got to the 30. That's going to be Jalen George.
You know, a lot of these coaches, these first 3 games of the year, are really trying out to see what we have because the brutal conference schedule that they have is not fun.
Yeah, well, Manchester's going to find out very early. And I think their first 3 games against 3 very good teams in the HCAC.
We will have Manchester at least 2 times or 3 times during the regular season.
After today?
I think twice, 2 more.
Okay. O'Brien again. Sets, throws, and tipped and almost picked off again. It was intended for Dariel Moss. See, I tell you what, I'm watching O'Brien again. He throws a little bit, about 3/4 sidearm.
Could that throw you off? I mean, you
I just don't think
before.
he gets enough.
Okay.
He throws it soft, so he didn't get enough power behind it, throwing it that way.
Well, you know, the Wyoming Cowboys were never the same when you quarterback for them.
No. Until Josh Allen showed up.
Yeah. He ruined all your records, didn't he?
He did. Killed them all. So it's going to be 2nd down and long. Stops the clock at 3:28. O'Brien again. And
he was on his back the whole entire way.
In and out of the hands of Jordan Barnett. Was that number 7, not Barnett, but number 7, look, it might have been George once again.
4 down territory?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I don't think you have any choice at this stage. But the one thing you again notice you're throwing, if you kind of look at the numbers so far, you're probably looking at throwing the football, 9 out of 10 times now.
Mm-hmm.
You've been forced to do so because you're, again, so far behind here. The running game has not been effective. Trips right. They're coming again. O'Brien gets rid of it and caught inside the 15-yard line and down to about the 8.
They are hitting hard, folks.
Well, there is maybe the smallest tight end, if you call him a tight end, in Peyton Fry making the catch, and we've got a timeout this time. Greenville calls a timeout. We'll take a break as well. 42-7 Greenville.
Raganuzi. Keith Myers, Vice President of IndianaSRN. Thanks for joining us. You know IndianaSRN broadcasts 350 games a year, all sorts of sports. Yeah, we do. Hard to believe, isn't it? IndianaSRN loves to put student athletes first on our website. If you're a business out there, we probably could help you too. Contact us at coach@indianasrn.org. Grandma from out of state thanks you. Mom and Dad who can't get to the game thanks you as well. In fact, our athletes watch the games over and over again. Our military has enjoyed the games as well. So sit back and enjoy the game. It's IndianaSRN.
By the way, if you're keeping up to date on that IU-Louisville game, Louisville leads it 21-14 as they play now in the fourth quarter. Keith had already mentioned Purdue playing tonight, Notre Dame playing today as well.
We got Bill Ludlow on assignment. Got an updated score for you from Taylor.
Right now, the Spartans have it first and goal inside the 10-yard line. This will definitely be 4 down territory. Moss right to left in motion. O'Brien to the end zone. A flag is thrown, and we've got some interference big time right here.
At Dayton leads Taylor 31-14.
Pass was intended there for Kenneth Redd. And the Spartans a chance to get on the board here. Ball be placed, as you heard right there, at the 2-yard line. Be big right here for the Spartan offense to get something positive right before halftime. Hovey will be the running back. As we mentioned, Love got the start today. They've used 4 to 5 different running backs here in the first half. Trips left. O'Brien sees the blitz maybe coming from that left side. Throws to the end zone, and it goes behind the intended receiver. Trying to throw that one up there for LeVar Leisure. And so we're looking at 2nd down and goal from the 2. See, that just shows you right there again, Keith, you're not confident with your running game. Yeah, that you're going to throw it from the 2-yard line. Leisure coming out, he might have hurt his left arm.
Looks like he might be ailing.
So Jalen George will come in.
Trainer's going to look right at him, taking him right to the bench.
Yeah. Spartans at 2nd down and goal. Again from the 2-yard line. This time they will run it, and he fumbles it into the end zone.
Oh, my.
And picked up by Greenville.
Or was he ruled dead?
No, there's no way. Holvey fumbles the football into the end zone. And when it rains, it pours, huh?
Well, last week, as we talked about, a field goal blocked and picked up to run. Get this out of your system now, because the next 7 weeks is conference time.
Yeah, it'll be really, really tough, especially, like I said, their first 3 games or so. So Greenville takes over. Garrett, as we mentioned, he's had a heck of a day after he came back. Ran that long run for a score, 169 yards on just 6 carries. His long today of 91. Boy, the Spartans get down to the 2 and lose the football. Just kind of the way it's been so far this year. That'll be Hinton on the carry. Put him at about the 22-yard line.
I think I just run this clock out here.
Oh, yeah.
Run.
No timeouts, just run it. Boy, they haven't run that much to the outside, but, Coach, when they have, I mean, Garrett's had success today running.
But they run that wide, too.
Yeah. Once again, Bates will throw near side, ball caught at about the 28-yard line, then driven down.
Just tells you how much we know they throw the ball.
Yeah. It'll be close to a first down depending on the spot of the football.
Yeah, it's going to be short, too.
Matthew Tiger once again on the receiving end. You know what's amazing when you look at these 2 rosters, we got from Greenville guys all over the country.
Yeah.
California, Florida, Tennessee, even Madrid, Spain. Savannah, Georgia, Ohio. Again for Manchester, they have players from all over the country. 3rd down at about 2. They'll run the football, and not much there. That might have been Adrian Hinton once again on the carry, and it's going to be 4th down. They will say no gain, and boy, the receiving unit came on there for Manchester, and going to have to wait and see if the punting unit will come on first for Greenville. Manchester will drop a player deep, but nobody's in a hurry right now with 56 seconds to go.
They're going to take the delay game here.
They'll take the delay, yeah. So that'll mark him back 5 yards.
5-yard penalty. Still 4th down.
So we'll put the football back at just around the 22-yard line.
The clock will stop. It will not restart until after the snap. That's what high school needs, that rule right there.
That's right. Instead of that attempting a 99-yard field goal. Red is one of the 2 players deep now for Manchester.
Oh, he almost got that.
Yeah, end over end kick. It'll take a
get away.
Greenville bounce. Hey, how about that roll, huh?
That's my golf putt right there.
Inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. So the Spartans will get it with 35.5 remaining.
My golf putt was like that yesterday.
Was it?
It rolled off the green into the sand pit.
Yeah.
It stopped in the sand pit.
It always does.
And then I had to take a shovel to make sure I got out of the sand pit.
Yeah.
I tell you who you don't play golf with.
Who?
Tom Morales.
Really?
Yeah, Morales Group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cheater?
No, not cheater, but I think he plays every day.
Oh, of course, yeah.
Toby Reisner's another one. Don't want to play with him either.
Nothing to do with him.
Nope. So they're going to run some points here.
Yeah. 35.5. You see Greenville showing blitz. They'll pull back. O'Brien to throw. Nowhere near his intended receiver. I think that might have been Jalen George. So it'll be 2nd down and 10.
Greenville deferred, did they not? So they will get the ball back. Start of the second half. Coming up Nick Conley's coming to be our halftime guest, basketball coach at Manchester College.
Or university.
Okay, we'll call it university. Thank you very
Here's
much.
O'Brien again. And, hey, heck of a catch if he stays in bounds, and he does. Nice catch by number 1, that being Jordan Barnett. I was just checking out when that throw happened. They'll ground the ball there. You look at the rushing numbers right now. Again, minus 17 for O'Brien. We're talking about minus 23. We're at 0 right now.
And for Greenville.
You mean Greenville?
I said Greenville. Thank you.
They're at 174, 177, 182, 187, 191, 188.
There's
Two of
the
those
difference
thanks to
again.
2 big runs, though.
Yep.
Blitz coming on, and quickly as O'Brien had to get rid of it as fast as he got it. 7.8 to go.
And they will now punt the ball. You know, when you turnover and downs. When you played, you only played one football, right? I mean, there's 4, 5, 6 footballs out there. Well, that's my punting ball. That's my throwing ball.
We barely had helmets back then.
Bill Ledlow told me when he played back in the 1870s, they used a rock.
By the way, the Panthers already heading to the locker room with only 7.8, and they'll just kneel on the football and run out the first half of play. Well, it started out good for the Spartans. They scored the first time this year. Big run and got them 7 points there, but after that they just have not had success here in this first half. Turnovers have cost them some penalties and just unable to get anything going in the running game. And when you put all that together, you're going to be down 42-7.
Again, they'll go in the locker room, they'll regroup. Again, you're looking for players to step up and see how that happens. You know, we'll see how the Tide will run here.
All right, we will take a timeout. Coach will have his special guest coming up in a couple of moments. This is HCAC football right here on HCAC.tv.
I'm actually a 5th generation student here at Manchester. All 4 of my grandparents went to Manchester. Both of my parents went to Manchester as well. I followed in the footsteps of my older brother as well in coming here. And that's kind of been a fun tradition to hear everybody's stories from Manchester while also making my own memories here. I didn't originally want to go to Manchester due to how close it was to home, but I toured here first and I really loved this warm, inviting campus where people would open doors for you. And people would stop on the sidewalk and catch up for 5 to 10 minutes. And when I was looking at other schools, I really missed that opportunity, that feeling of being at home. I realized that Manchester is really where I fit in and where I belonged. My 2 pieces of advice would be to get involved really early on. There are a lot of great clubs on campus and organizations to be a part of. You get to find people who are like you and enjoy the same interests and activities as you, and it's a chance to grow as a person and to make a great group of peers and community and friends around you. My other piece of advice would be to travel abroad. Manchester has this really unique tradition with our January term classes, and that's been probably one of my favorite experiences I've ever had here. And I've had the awesome opportunity to travel off campus 3 times. I'm signed up right now to go on the Hawaii cross-cultural class. That's actually a fun one for me because that's a class that my grandfather started, traveling to Hawaii to learn about the different cultures there in cross-cultural psychology. So I'm really hoping it gets to go, but if it doesn't, I'm sure I'll still get to learn about cross-cultural psychology and go to Hawaii at some point in my life. Another one I went on was a medical practicum to Guatemala, and that was a life-changing experience. We went with 10 to 15 healthcare providers to a rural area in Guatemala that doesn't get health care on a yearly basis. And so it was amazing to see these healthcare providers provide care in an up-close and personal view. My mom, Lori Zimmerman, was also a part of the medical practicum. Most kids get to visit their parents on the Take Your Kid to Work day. And I've never gotten to see her work until we were in Guatemala, and I got to work with her for a day. And that was really interesting to see the impact she has on people, see the tenderness as she works with people, but also the intelligence as she's running through her head, all the different diagnoses it could be, the best way to present information. It's really interesting to see how she uses her liberal arts Manchester education to apply the psychology as well as the communication she's learned with her medical advice and her experience. So that was a life-changing experience to be able to really immerse myself into the field of healthcare.
Back at halftime with the score 42-7. With us now is the head basketball coach and the guest of IndianaSRN, Nate Conley. Coach, thank you very much for letting us park in a no traffic zone today and to unload all of our material. But first half, a little rough for Manchester, but young program, new system. You've been there before. I've been there before. This team will be okay.
Yeah, first off, just thanks for the invitation to come connect with you, Keith. I always enjoy getting to see you in the fall and do a halftime and having a chance to talk about Spartan athletics and Spartan men's basketball team. Yeah, there's a lot of people on this campus and community rooting for Coach Hunt and this program. Anytime you have a head coaching change, there's always going to be a transition with some ups and downs. And, the score is not really an indicator of how well they moved the ball in that first half compared to their first couple games. So there's definitely some things to take away from looking from a half glass full type perspective. But excited to see what Coach Hunt can do with years to come once he gets kind of his settled in, recruiting his guys, and kind of implements his culture on this program.
Good numbers, which is a good sign. And young, a lot of freshmen on this roster.
Yeah, and again, anytime you have a guy whose mantra is bring the juice, you're going to kind of be gravitated towards him. So again, I've really enjoyed the last few months getting to know him and pick his brain and just kind of let him know that we're in his corner through the ups and downs moving forward.
And I noticed your slogan this year is bring the Gatorade.
I just am hoping that we can stay healthy. So we're in a rare situation since I've been here, returning a ton of experience. We have an upperclassman dominated roster, and we had a really good incoming class as well. So I just want our guys to stay healthy. So we might just be living in the training room this year, Keith.
You played some snooker on me because last year we'll be okay, but you guys did a pretty good job.
Well, we're in a really tough league, as you guys know.
Yes.
Covering the conference, covering basketball in Indiana, the Midwest. We're encouraged and excited because we return a lot. So do a lot of other really good programs, coaches, and rosters in our conference. So, we just have a chip on our shoulder where we felt like we had a great year a year ago, but we kind of felt like the job's not finished, and we have a group of juniors and seniors who have been through some of the lows that our football team's facing right now. And sometimes you got to learn how to win through losing, and I'm excited to have some guys that have been able to use the self-motivation factor and put that to work in their off seasons to give ourselves a chance to compete at the highest level moving forward during our season.
You talk about the conference very good top to bottom. You look at the returning of the top three teams in this conference, and nobody lost many players. It's going to be tough. Anderson, once again, looks like they're going to be pretty good. But I tell you what, I've watched Hanover a little bit. They're not going to be bad as well. But you never know. On a given Saturday or Wednesday night, you got to come play. You got to play tough. And the one thing I love about it's tough to win in your building.
Yeah, absolutely. I think top to bottom, you kind of said it. You just can't take a night off in our league, home or away. And I think our league has a chance. And again, I played in this conference 17 years ago, and then I've coached in it as an assistant at Defiance, and then obviously heading into my fifth year at Manchester. I think this league has a chance to be the best it's been in a decade or so, and maybe even potentially even a two-bid league in the NCAA tournament. And one of the things that gives us a chance is we have great home crowd crowds, Keith,
Yes.
and 800, 900, 1,000 people jumping up on our wooden bleachers in our gym sounds like 10,000 people, when we've got it rolling. So, we've got a little, motto, protect the perk and take care of our building and protect home court. And, it's a fun advantage having that many people support you on Wednesdays and Saturday afternoons.
Let's go back to the conference championship. You held the conference championship. IndianaSRN was here. Had our technical difficulty, still made it through. But, man, the loud, the noise, the home court advantage. But what a great place this is. And we just want our hats off to you guys every single time we're here, or any of the Heartland Conference teams and schools. Just A1 class people.
Yeah, really looking forward to just another really competitive year, top to bottom. I mean, there are some future Hall of Fame coaches in our leagues and some guys that have done this for a really long time that year in, year out, it's just almost like a well-oiled machine. Hanover, Transy, some of those, older, wiser, experienced coaches. So
now you look at my age. You look at my age again.
We're just really excited that we're part of competing at the highest level to help our conference and our campus be proud of the product that we put on the floor. So, again, we're always one of the best, lead our league or towards the top in home attendance, and we're proud to put a product on the floor that plays hard, plays together, and gives our fans something to be excited about.
Okay, let's change gears real quick if we can. Talk about the game day operations. There's so many people that make football and basketball, but when do you guys start for football setting up, and then how many people do you have working today?
Yeah, so one of the many hats that you can wear at the Division III small college level is one of our other duties assigned, myself and my assistant Austin Irvin, is game day for football game management. So officials like to get here about 4 hours before the game, so you got to be here waiting for them, get them settled. They like to watch film sometimes, talk about previous games, or just talk about the opponent, the two opposing teams are getting ready to play. You got to be able to staff the tickets, you got to staff the chain crew, you have to staff the ball persons, you got to make sure that the locker rooms are clean and ready, and then when they get out of there, you want to make sure they're clean and ready for the next team that goes in there. So typically, you're here a few hours before and you're here a couple hours after.
Yeah, and then the TV crew comes, and they're highly demanded. One of your basketball players, Debbie, was carrying a bag, and can I help you with that, ma'am? And the next thing you know, he's carrying all of our equipment upstairs. Thank you.
Well, sometimes, Keith, you got to work smarter, not harder.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about the fall program completely. Volleyball's intact now. Soccer is intact as well. I think you got golf and cross country as well.
Yeah, and there's even a unique opportunity for winter sports. For the first time, the NCAA granted 8 additional days of competition from September 1 to October 15th. So we actually have 2 practices in, which is unprecedented at the Division III level. And it's a nice, exciting tease getting to practice a couple times a week, but then you got to wait 7 to 10 days before you can add another practice in there. But again, we've got a great group. They make my job really easy. They make me look really good because of how they attack each day. And I'm really excited to attack the season with this group of young men.
Troy still has 1 year eligibility. Do you want him, or should he look for somewhere else?
5 hard fouls, but Troy should probably look somewhere else.
There you go. I'll let him know. He'll be heartbroken. We'll take a break. We'll come back with the second half right after this. Thanks, Coach.
Yeah, thanks, Keith. Always a pleasure.
The number one reason that I love teaching at Manchester, it has to be the people. And I know that probably a lot of us give that same answer, but for me, it has become even more personal. I get to not only teach, which I absolutely love, and I get to work with future educators and other people in the educational field, but I also get to establish those long-term relationships with them that just feed a part of my soul that I can't imagine having filled by anything else.
There's also so many opportunities at Manchester to collaborate with great faculty. We can collaborate on teaching, we can collaborate on research, and we can collaborate on service. I am thrilled to be at Manchester because I chair the President's Diversity and Inclusion Council, and we have been working tirelessly to make Manchester a more diverse, equitable, and inclusive place.
One of the things I love about being at Manchester is the variety of things that we get to do. Going on Jan term trips with students is probably one of my favorite things to do. So we usually take trips to France, Hawaii, and Disney World, actually, and teach there. Each place we go, we teach something a little different, and we get to experience it again the way a student experiences, and that to me is incredibly fun.
I teach at Manchester because I believe in the mission of the school, and I also enjoy the fact that my discipline, which is music, is respected by my colleagues and the students here. It's considered an academic subject rather than an extracurricular activity.
One of the stories I remember is a student who started off at Manchester as a biology major. He wanted to do something different, and so his biology professor walked him across campus. He signed up for one of my classes, and then he ended up as an English major, and now he actually has a master's in English, and it was all because that biology professor realized maybe he had a better fit somewhere else on campus. She walked him a few feet across the mall from the Science Center to the Academic Center, and we sat in my office and chatted, and it was the kind of thing we could do at a school like Manchester.
Stadium, great to have you with us. 42-7 here at the half. Let's run down some of those first half numbers real quick. Now for Greenville in that first half, 8 first downs. They were 20 carries, 198 yards in that first half on the ground, 77 through the air, so 275 yards of total offense in the first half. They're led by Paul Garrett, 6 carries, 169 yards and a touchdown. Also had a 91-yard run in that first half. In the receiving department, Terrence Brown, 3 receptions, 33 yards, and leading the way there. And real quick, in the passing department, they were led in that first half by Peyton Bates, 7 of 12, 77 yards and 4 touchdowns. He was sacked just one time. For Manchester in the first half, 7 first downs. They finished with a minus 20 net yards rushing, 180 yards through the air, so 160 yards of total offense in the first half. Trevor O'Brien, 9 of 26, 180 yards, a touchdown and an interception. He was sacked twice. Dante Cheney 0 for 1 in limited action in the first half. Cameron Hovey led the way in the rushing department, a net 3 yards. And again, he's the only one in the positive side of things. Jalen Love had 3 carries for 0 yards in that first half of play. In the receiving department, Kenneth Redd, 5 targets. He caught 2. Peyton Fry caught 2. Jalen George caught 2. And Jordan Barnett also caught 2. But leading the way, Redd with 36 yards in the first half of play. A couple of updates in college football this afternoon out of the top 25 scoreboard. Penn State leading Illinois 23-7 in the third. LSU all over Mississippi State in the fourth, 41-7. It is number 15 Kansas State leading Missouri 24-20 in the fourth quarter. Florida State is leading Boston College 31-16 in the fourth. It is Old Dominion leading Wake Forest in the third quarter 24-13. Utah shutting out Weber State in the second quarter 10-0. Central Michigan, Notre Dame tied at 7 in the first quarter as well. We'll take a timeout. Your second half is coming up in a few moments. This is college football on HCAC.tv. Back here at Spartan Stadium, great to have you with us on what is now got some sunshine on this Saturday afternoon, and things have not gone well for the Spartans here in this first half. But, let's talk about the second half. The odds are you're probably not going to win this game. So now you got to find things you can do in the second half, and I think we've both been through this as head coaches where you're down at halftime and you're thinking to yourself, what do I say to the team in the locker room? And I don't know what the coach had to say to his Spartan football team, but I'm sure you got to keep things as positive as you can.
Well, first thing you'd say is we're watching you.
Yeah.
Where's your attitude? What's your confidence level? Because it's a brand new. I mean, it's just new.
Yeah.
And so you look at that, and Nate said it so well in the first at halftime is. You're a new coach. You're in a new setting. You got new players. Some of these players you didn't really recruit.
Right.
So they don't know you. You don't know them. And it just takes a while. It takes 4 or 5 games. And even more than that, look at this.
You got popcorn.
So did you.
Wow. Look at this.
I tell you what, when she says she delivers.
She delivers?
I tell you what, that's going to be really good on the way back to the lake house.
I know. You'll enjoy that.
I'll be asleep in 15 minutes.
I know.
I labor the point. You just can't quit. You got to keep playing. And whatever happens, happens. But, there's always a second half in the game, and maybe you scored 35 points and you're right back in this thing.
The system that was, the system that was set up as a player when you got here with the old coach, and then you get a new coach and the whole system changes. You came to Manchester because you, again, thought you were going to be under a different system, and you're right. That makes a big difference. And then when you change everything, it makes it difficult. And then pretty soon what's going to happen, you'll weed the players out that don't want to commit and stay. You'll find new ones. The other ones will stay and commit and do what they need to do.
Well, the other thing as a player, you got a brand new start because that coach knew why he recruited for you, and then all of a sudden I'm a running back and now I want to play quarterback. Maybe you got an opportunity to play quarterback now.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of things. I remember kids would come to me and say, I don't want to play point guard. I want to shoot the ball. Well, you don't shoot the ball well. That's why you're going to be the point guard.
Right.
Who knows? It's a silly game. It's a long game. We got 30 minutes to play and sit back and relax. I just hope that they don't quit.
Yeah.
I'd like to see their character right here.
All right, so it will be Greenville getting the football to begin this third quarter. Bill will be a return from the 10. The outside, 25, 30, breaking tackles out to the 35. Pretty nice return there for the Panthers. And a player down now for Greenville.
Looks like a big tight end. Number 46.
Yeah, number 46 is down. That is Mitchell Schaefer, defensive player playing on the special teams.
It's interesting. Nate Connolly said their officials get here maybe 3 to 4 hours before game time. They want to watch film. So his staff has been here bright and early this morning and has 2 or 3 hours after the game as well. Again, thank you with the athletic department, Rick, and his whole entire staff. Of course, Aaron delivers popcorn, so she gets the top notch today.
She does.
Yep, she gets
MVP.
the award. Yep.
Impact player of the game already.
You betcha.
So first down for the Panthers.
Got the
Play
pass.
action.
Right there.
There's a flag down, and the ball caught at the 40-yard line. That flag came from the linesman on the near side.
This might be offensive pass interference.
Only one thing about it, T.J. Brown made that catch, not an ineligible receiver.
5-yard penalty.
You look at some of the players that are catching the football on both sides. Some of these guys aren't very big, are they?
No, they're not.
5'8".
I was looking at that 5'8", 5'7", 5'6".
Yeah, it's crazy. I'm interested when you look at Greenville and watch their formations. They, a lot of times, I mean, you're talking about the way the game is played today. You have so much spread offense, and they'll use that, but they very rarely are going with 4 receivers. They'll even bunch it in with the 2 tight ends.
Motion.
Play it right in between the hash marks, and that's overthrown. There was 4 white jerseys back there.
And only 3 receivers, 4 receivers. One on the far left was not covered.
Caden Cervantes, the tight end, was the intended receiver out of Elko, Nevada. So
Greenville. Hard for me. Greenville.
Just say Panthers.
Okay, the Panthers are not going to stop scoring here. They're going for it.
I wouldn't either.
Okay.
Yeah, it's too early.
Put the gas on the pedal. Put the pedal on the – I should just quit. Put the pedal on the gas pedal.
There you go. Around the left side, not much there for Terrence Brown.
Folks, really, I do speak for a living.
Yeah, but you didn't work last night.
I didn't work last night.
But you were there.
I'm not in the rhythm.
You're not in the rhythm.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You came up early. You're thinking about going on vacation afterwards. I understand you're not focused.
Okay, sorry. I'll get better.
If I had a $2 million house I could go to sit on the beach, I'd be a little shaken up myself. Throw to the sideline.
What?
Yeah, but out of bounds. Good effort by Delray Crowder out of
Offsides.
Danville, Illinois. And I saw that earlier. There was jumping. I think they got Manchester.
Offside. Defense number 92. 5-yard penalty from the previous spot.
You know, it is a
Third down.
very little-known fact that you have a beach house, and people need to know about that you still come work with the people every day.
Let's just move on with football.
Football at the 39-yard line. You don't want the IRS to hear about this, do you? So after the penalty, it'll be 3rd down. Bates to throw. Trying to direct traffic, gets downfield, ball caught and driven out of bounds on the far side.
How about him communicating with the hands of where to go? Nice play.
Cervantes makes the catch there. They targeted him before.
That's a big first down.
Yeah. So it'll go down to the 44. O'Brien has thrown the football 26 times today for Manchester.
And how many times did we say in the pregame that we maybe see the ball thrown up in the air? Maybe 5 or 6 times?
Not many.
I'm not going to trust any film any longer.
No. Bates 8 of 14 today. Hand off, sweep left. And may have gotten back to the line of scrimmage. They tried that on the short side of the field with Brown once again. I do not like running the short side because there's just a lot of times there's nowhere to go. And if you got speed, I want to get my burner to the edge on the other side.
And it's been like that for a long time. I don't understand why coaches think that.
Well, you better have really good blockers on that side. But there's just not enough room to maneuver. So it'll be 2nd down and 10. Unless they do that, just to try to get you thinking we'll go that way and come back the other way. Option. Quarterback will keep it, breaks a tackle, wants to pitch it, and there's nowhere to go.
He sure did want to pitch it the second time. And they lose 3 here.
He still, and again, I don't know anything about Peyton Bates, but he doesn't remind me of an option quarterback. And they've run the option a few times here today.
Well, sometimes you feel you put a kid in a position that feels uncomfortable and see if he could grow into it.
Well, first off, you better be able to run.
You better run. Well, he can run.
He can run.
Did show he can run.
Just not fast enough, though. That's the thing about it. Again, nothing against Peyton Bates. It's just unusual that he's running the option, especially when you're running the option out of the shotgun, too. Here they come. He has to get rid of this one. That's a duck in the air, and it's going to be caught. How about that play? Caught there by Terrence Brown on a ball that just hung up, and it's going to be a first down. Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, huh?
Yep.
All the way to the 30. That was basically a 50-50 ball there. You know, what about Bates? He made that turn to throw, and
he had
here
a
they
defender
come.
right there, too.
He was bearing down on him. First down and 10, again, the football at the 30 hash mark left. And now they'll hand it off up the middle this time. Number 3, Hinton. They get about 4.
And a late flag.
That has some chirping going on there at the end of that play.
Oh, we got a face mask maybe.
Yeah, the one official walking up to our referee. And let's wait and see what he has to say.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, number 10. Half the distance from the end of the run, automatic, first down.
So you go 15 yards. So it's going to be a first down.
Let's see what the penalty numbers look like here if I can get to them here real quick. This, Manchester with, 6 penalties. Greenville has 8 penalties. By the way, you can go and see all the updated statistics on the Manchester University Spartans website. Play action over the middle, and that'll be incomplete. Pass intended there for number 0, Delray Crowder. Crowder at only 5'10". He had double coverage there. So it'll be second down. Only 2 receivers split out in this formation. 2 remain in the backfield. Hard count there by your quarterback Bates, but you had a little bit of jumping. Nobody went offsides.
Good discipline.
Yes. Got a slot to the right. Handoff. Sweep around the short side again, and then going out of bounds on the carry. Looked like Adrian Hinton again. He's out of Peoria, Illinois.
Looked like he went out of bounds at the 10.
Yeah, that's where they're going to spot it.
3rd and 5 here.
But again, that is tough because again, you got to see what's ahead of you and try to make that cut. But all the momentum, defense going that way.
Yep, all the momentum
going
that way.
You could do it, but a lot of these young men can't do it yet.
So. Well, it was my high top cleats that made me, with
the speed you had.
The gold tips.
Yes. 3rd down and 7. I hear you still wear those around the house.
I do.
Got a whistle, and it's going to be a timeout by the Panthers. 10:07 to go here in the 3rd, 42-7.
Every person has a story waiting to be told. Mr. Jack comes in every Monday.
Yeah, that's right.
One day I noticed his hat said he was a Korean War veteran. I asked him if he'd ever been to the Korean War Memorial.
No, I never had a chance to go.
That was the day I knew we had to do whatever it took to get him there.
Manny made it happen. I got to go to Washington, D.C. to all the memorials. The World War II Memorial, Naval Memorial, Korean War Memorial. Took all kind of pictures and everything, and it was a good trip, too.
I'm glad that I could be a part of Mr. Jack's story.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN. We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
After the timeout, it'll be 3rd down and 7. Greenville trying to put it in the end zone here in the 3rd quarter. Fake the handoff. Throwing to the end zone. Overthrows the intended receiver. It was Crowder once again. Look at all that cash that just walked down there.
Yeah.
You could have had that. By
4th down.
So it'll be 4th down, and so a field goal attempt here.
Okay, do the math.
Well, the football's placed at the 18, so this will be a 28-yard attempt.
Good job, Troy.
You like that math?
Yes, sir.
Wyoming did me good. Good snap, the kick, and it is up, and let's wait and see. It is good. So 3 more on the board for Greenville. They lead it 45-7 with 9:59 remaining. Don't forget you can keep up to date with all of the action going on this Saturday on the Heartland Conference website. And you only have the volleyball going on again today. Got a lot of cross country, a lot of soccer happening this time of year. And am I correct in saying that when the championships roll around, we'll be around there somewhere?
We will have every championship game.
All right.
And sometimes we'll have the whole entire tournament. So
okay.
Yep.
The Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference.
And I will tell you this, that the Heartland Collegiate Conference is our 3rd year with them.
Yeah. Good relationship.
Yes. Well, they got a great commissioner.
They do.
And all kidding, all the schools are just the bomb. They treat us very well. It's just a lot of fun to be part of that. And I'm sure that Greenville plays in a great conference.
The Panthers?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I say Greenville because there's a Greenfield High School that we do football for on Friday night, and it's hard for me to say Greenfield and Greenville.
Yeah. Just put a V in there.
Or
just call it Greenfield.
I'm just going to say Panthers the rest of the night.
Yeah, just say Panthers. All right.
Love you, Panthers.
His Spartans will get it back on the return to the 25 and brought out to about the 31-yard line.
Nice.
And Serena Smith on the return, so see if the Spartans can get something going here on offense.
Do you put O'Brien back into the game?
Yeah.
Okay.
I leave him there. I think that he might be your best choice right now. I mean, he's got good size. I was watching him warm up, and you can kind of tell he does drop the ball down a little bit. I think if they could bring him up over the top, I think he'd have a little better ball to throw.
What year is he?
A junior. But I think if they can find a running game somewhere here before too long, that is going to be a big key. Because when you put that much pressure on a quarterback to have to complete the football as much as he has to, it's hard to do. And there's another fumble. See, and that's just unacceptable when you think about that exchange. And you've turned it over again deep in your own territory.
That's the 3rd one today?
That's the 3rd fumble they have had today. By the way, that was Christopher Williams, the freshman, on the recovery. And now you put your defense back out there, and that's what hurts. You can't get a sustained drive, and your defense just wears down. And that was simply just on the exchange. There was nothing special about that play right there, and you just got to make sure it's clean. Unfortunately, your defense out there and the football at the 26-yard line.
And you already were out there for almost 5 minutes, and now you're going to go right back again.
And there's not a ton of depth. You can't see a lot of depth on the Spartan defense, so they're getting a lot of reps. Tripped up there is the running back number 13 once again. Getting the call is Garrett. I was watching the one player that got the tackle, got up a little slow like he got hit in the head. Looks like that might have been number 6. Dave Hall, the senior. So it'll be 2nd down after a gain of 1. Put the football just right at the 24-yard line.
Play clock at 10.
2 receivers split to the left. Tight end lined up to the left as well. Hand off once again to Garrett. Not much there.
Juke to the left and went to the right. Don't forget to join us in 2 weeks. The kickoff of the HCAC football regular season.
Do I get to work that day?
I do believe we're at Franklin, and I do believe we're at Rose-Hulman that day.
Okay.
I think it's Franklin's homecoming against Bluffton, if I'm not mistaken.
And you talk about a great atmosphere, though, huh?
At Franklin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, this was a pretty good atmosphere, but the tailgate's a pretty impressive thing at Franklin.
To throw
is
Bates. Boy, double coverage, and he got it in there somehow down to the 17-yard line.
He caught that ball twice because that ball was popping out and he maintained going down. Very good play. So 7 weeks of the Heartland for you right here on HCAC.TV. We traveled the gamut this year, don't we?
Yes. It's going to be 4th down and a yard. See if they'll run the football here. We talked about the day that Garrett has had. He's going to get the call again, and he just battles his way. Watch it on the far side. A couple of guys getting tangled up right there.
That is almost like the WWE right there. That's a free shot. Talking a little bit of smack.
Almost a top of the rope type.
I like that. Yeah, I like the smug.
So it'll be 1st down at the 14-yard line. Might even be closer to the 13.
That box has turned black, green.
You talked about the plays that they're calling? Yeah. Swing pass. It'll be Garrett to the outside. Flag is down. That might be
holding.
A block or a hold. Block in the back or a hold on, I believe, number 0 on that one. That is Delray Crowder, so that'll take away the 6. I was watching that as well. They're going to see it as a holding. That the box that they show, and I'm curious about it because when the player that is on the sideline holds that up, and then just to his left is one of the backup quarterbacks who is relaying it from upstairs, the offensive coordinator down there. But you generally don't see just a black or blue.
No.
It's usually some picture. So put it back to the 14-yard line. So it'll be 1st down. Now it'll be green. That'd be my job right there. Just hold up whatever.
The board.
I can do that pretty well.
You could probably do that.
Play action again. Rolling right is Bates, throwing toward the end zone. It's caught, but I believe it's out of bounds. And it is. Tanner Eubanks, the freshman, I take that back, the senior, out of Cesar, Illinois.
Did he catch that ball?
He caught it, but it was out of bounds.
Okay, out of bounds. Okay. Because the one official was marking the ball where he caught the ball, and then they, brought it back. Okay.
Yeah. Bates now 11 of 20, 127 yards, but still 4 touchdowns today. 2 of those to Brown. Simpson also has a touchdown, and that's going to stop play again. Here's the other issue that you have, and this is for the Panthers. When you're up this big, you have a tendency sometimes to lose focus.
Oh, they called it on Manchester. Yeah, it is to stay focused when you're up these type of points. It is kind of hard to stay focused.
It is.
And as a sideline guy who hoping that he can get to play today, you're just going, I'm ready to go whenever you tell me to, Coach. Because you'll see a lot of subs going into the 4th quarter, I'm sure.
So after the penalty, and guess who? The guy who has led them all day long, Paul Garrett. And let's see, they're going to say he was down at inside the 1-yard line. So guess what? I give it to Garrett again.
Yeah, you have to award him.
Big 92 coming in now as Jason Washington Jr., first-year player out of Evansville Harrison High School. Trying to get everybody separated there as tensions and everything getting a little bit blown out of proportion right there, but they call an offside as well. You're not going to get many half distances left here, though. Penalty was against Manchester. So it'll still be first and goal. We'll have to officially say at the 1 yard line, but you see the officials getting together now.
I think the officials are asking if 92 actually got onside and if they were set for a second before they snapped the ball.
Well, it is a long discussion.
Mouthpiece just left the playing surface.
All right, here we go. So whatever it was, they talked about it.
It's a timing thing as well, I think.
Okay. So we are still awaiting for the official to give us the go-ahead right here as you see Bates and the entire offense looking toward the sideline.
It's a running clock because he was going toward the field.
Chance to put 6 on the board right here, and they'll give it back once again to Garrett. This time he will go in from 1 yard out, and it's now 51-7. That is now 51 unanswered points put on the board by the Panthers here this afternoon. Garrett now 184 yards. A couple of touchdowns today. 185 actually is now it is updated. So the extra point attempt. I have a feeling that again when you start seeing the Panthers putting some different players in here in the second half, usually wait till about the fourth quarter to do so. Kick is up, and the kick is good. 6:09 remaining. Third quarter, 52-7.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
I want to come back just for him.
6:09 remaining here in the third, 52-7.
We meet some good people, don't we?
Yeah.
PA guys right here cracking jokes. He wants my popcorn. I took it away from him. Actually, I thumb wrestled him.
Didn't you win?
You notice he's in a sling right now.
Yeah, I bet he is. Tell you what, the sideline.
Panthers are having a good time over there.
They are celebrating for sure. 52 on the board. Spartans will get it back. And you know what, believe it or not, we still have 21 minutes of football to be played here. Short kick will be returned inside the 15. There's an opening right up the hash mark, cross the 40 out to around the 41-yard line. And Serena Smith again on the return. They started out with Garrett Lewis, but he had difficulties holding on to the football.
Got a player limping over there.
Well, you got to think at this point, too, that Manchester may use some different personnel here later in the ball game, see who else they might be able to use, and you start thinking about that just from a depth chart standpoint or an injury standpoint, who else you could stick in the ball game. Well, they'll have it 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line. Hand off, and it got blown up immediately. Ball comes out, but Uriel Moss was down. Wow.
Where did he come from? Did he come from the weak side?
He just came right up the middle.
Wow.
That was Dwayne Garrett, senior 5'10", 220 out of Goodwater, Alabama. I think they know how to play football down in Alabama, don't they?
Yes, sir, they do.
Boy, the rushing numbers just keep getting worse here for Manchester. You know, a lot of it does, let's don't put all the blame on the running backs. A lot of it does have to do with your offensive line and how well they can block in the run game. Here's O'Brien, steps up, throws, and ball tipped in the air and then caught at the 41-yard line. What a strange play that was. And coming back to make the catch off the deflection is Kenneth Redd, the team's leading receiver today.
I have not ever seen that before. I'm sure you're going to watch this again. This is a great catch.
That thing went up in the air after the deflection.
Went 15 yards backwards.
Yeah. And you know, unfortunately.
So do you get credit for the 9-yard pass?
No, you don't. Red gets it all.
Okay.
Whoever had the last part of that, it's all his. So, 3rd down and 3. O'Brien over the middle, ball caught, 45, hard hitting, he holds on. Nice reception there by Jalen George to get the first down. Down to the near 42-yard line. Well, now what you need is you need to keep this drive going, get yourself something positive when it's all said and done. The last couple of times they've had an opportunity on drives, they've either turned it over or turned it over on downs. Penalties have hurt Manchester here today. O'Brien again to throw. Fires downfield, and it's going to be dropped. There's Red again. He had double coverage. One of those players still down for Greenville, number 17, Jalen Dowell. He is out of Trenton, Tennessee. I do think it's amazing when you think about all the different players. And again, I'll just take the Greenville roster, guys from everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's, you think you got Illinois, of course you would. Indiana's been well represented on the roster. Albuquerque, New Mexico, Denver, Colorado. It's amazing. So their recruiting goes everywhere.
Everywhere. Good job.
2nd down and 10. O'Brien might set the record for passes today. Oh, that one nearly picked off in a collision at around the 33-yard line. That was Xavier Mix. He's only 145 pounds, and he nearly intercepted that one out of East St. Louis, Illinois.
Almost got smushed.
Think about the players. They're converging on the football, and if you're focused on the football, you're not seeing what's coming at you.
Well, your vision isn't there, right?
Yeah. So now 3rd down and 10. I mentioned a little bit ago the amount of passes. O'Brien now 11 of 30 today, only at 37%. Remember, they want to get up to about 60 plus. O'Brien again pumps, throws, caught inside the 30. Jalen George once again on the reception, just a sophomore and good enough for a first down.
I think we're going to see that connection a lot this year in the conference.
Yeah.
Yep.
George now with 4 receptions, 30 yards. Red has had 3 receptions here today. Clock coming up on 3 minutes. Spartans will spread it out once again. 4 receivers will work between the hash marks. Single setback. And O'Brien again. Here they come. Throws, and it's way short. He had to deliver that football quickly. He had 3 black jerseys coming after him, and they were in there very fast. One of those was Thomas Lanier, senior out of Romeoville, Illinois.
He's not getting much time at all.
No, he's not. And that's what I said a little bit ago. We can sit here and say, well, maybe the running game, they don't have a running back to choose from. that they really feel comfortable with. They've used several guys today, but those guys up front are really the key. Austin Ellis started the game today at 6'2", 280. Leon Williams at 6'3", 320. They got some size, even Wayne Vaughn at 300. O'Brien again to the end zone and cannot hit the intended receiver. That was Terrence, take that back, number 1, Jordan Barnett. I was watching O'Brien again, and he's just, his first second or so was okay, but then he gets back in the pocket. Those guys up front are just not giving him enough time. Connor Hinman is 275. George Martinez 265. So it looks like to me they go a little bit bigger, though they made a change on the left side. As number 74, Jacob Pills, is in. He's out of Titusville, Florida. O'Brien again, this time plenty of time, throws toward the corner and then goes out of bounds, intended there for Duriel Moss.
Fourth down. They just, they have moved the ball to a certain extent, and then they just start, they're stagnant.
It stalls.
Yep.
Well, it is difficult. Everybody talks about you getting into the red zone. Hey, you ought to be scoring easily, but think how much shorter and smaller those spaces get when you're within 20 yards of the end zone. You don't have quite as much room to operate. Those defensive backs don't have to go back quite as far either. Fourth down.
Blitz.
Here's
they're coming
O'Brien.
after him.
Yep, flushed out of the pocket, throws toward the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. So the Spartans unable to do anything with it. Pass was intended there for Kenneth Redd. And so the Panthers back out on the field at 2:31 to go here in the third. One thing I think that when you look at the Spartans today, they've had success throwing the football over the middle. Might be something they would explore again when they get the football back. But it will be Panther football with a 52-7 lead. I mentioned you'll probably see, well, we are now starting to see some new players come in. We'll tell you about those new players. The carry of the football by number 21, Kobe Bradley out of Jonesboro, Arkansas. He's a sophomore. The new quarterback will be Heath Niebick. Niebick is out of West Frankfort, Illinois. 6'1", 180.
On September 30th, the first regular season, Defiance and Hanover, Bluffton, Franklin, Manchester, Mount St. Joseph, Anderson, Rose-Hulman. First week.
As we go in this one here in the second half, we'll try to pick up some of the new players that have checked into the lineup here for Greenville. They'll run the football here, but just not much there for Bradley. Flags are down. One flag I can see back at about the 47-yard line.
Might have had 12 people on the field.
Here the official tell us what the penalty is here in a moment.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense,
Wow.
number 87. 15-yard penalty from the end of the run, down counts, third down.
Third down. Ooh, that hurt you.
I should see who they said that player was on. A couple of players that will be coming in, as we said. We'll get them as we go. I thought it was 87, Zarian Simpson, the receiver out of Douglas, Georgia.
Discipline here if you're the Panthers.
Yeah, yeah. Now, but again, these are the guys you're thinking who might fill a spot.
Yep.
Somewhere down the road. And you're just killing all the bees, aren't you?
Second bee of the night.
Down a minute 20. It'll be third down and 17. They have to get to the 35 for the first down. They'll just be glad to run it right here. to the 19. Bradley again on the carry. Punting unit will come on, so the Spartans will get the football back.
If I was the Panthers, I would let this clock go all the way down to 30 seconds.
Bates done for the day as he went 11 of 20, an interception, 4 touchdowns. His QBR today of 164.3. That's pretty good.
Yeah, that's real good.
It helps when you get 4 touchdowns. Wobbly kick will take a sideways bounce and go out of bounds at around the 48, 49-yard line. That's where Manchester will take over 1st and 10.
Well, Bill Ludlow, as we talked about, has been in Dayton. At the end of the third quarter, Dayton leads Taylor 38-20. We don't have any other scores to report at this point, but you can check out the sports page.
That's right.
Tomorrow, the IndianaSRN High School Top 5.
I had got it today, but I didn't publish it yet.
It's not bad.
We usually don't publish that until either Sunday or Monday because we like to compare.
I was up at 2 a.m. this morning, so I sent it to you.
We want to compare just to see where it stands.
Yeah, well, no, be honest. You don't compare it.
We scrutinize it.
Yeah,
that's what it is.
Yeah, that's the word.
1st and 10, O'Brien to throw, looking left, now right, and the receiver cut off his pattern short on that one. Lamar Leisure was expected, I think, to make that in, and it went out.
Is that the 7th pass in a row?
I am not sure. I haven't looked at the play-by-play, but it's got to be close. We'll get you updated on some of the top 25 scores when we get an opportunity as well. O'Brien again. Ball caught, 45, immediately hit and dropped. It'll be DeMarc Bellman on the reception. And that's going to do it for period number 3. We head to the 4th quarter. 52-7, Greenville.
We out.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the egg white grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the egg white grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you can be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
After the ball game, don't forget the band will play in the 5th quarter on the field. Troy will be bringing his French horn out.
I used to play the trombone.
You know, they asked Nick to play the drums, but Nick has to hurry home.
Yeah, that's true. He got a gig there, doesn't he?
Well, his fiance's waiting for him for dinner.
That's true. You don't want to make your fiance wait for dinner. 3rd down and 10.
They're coming.
O'Brien will now go left to right, and he just has no room to go right there. Sacked back at the 49-yard line. Now, think about trying to throw the football. You know that you're not going to run it. They're coming after you. That even leaves you less time. And your protectors up front, they got to hold that block even another second.
Well, you're also tired. I mean, you've played, they've scored 52 unanswered points. You're very, very tired.
And frustrated, I'm sure.
Yeah, this will make you either love football even more or decide not to play.
Yeah,
and let's hope that's not the case here.
It can certainly do it to you. It might make the decision for you eventually. And that's going to be a kick that's going to go off the side of his foot and out of bounds. I got to tell you, I was watching the punter right there, and Beachy, I think his body language, he was hoping he was going to get the roll that way, but it didn't happen. So Greenville's going to have good field position at the 41-yard line.
Greenville will play next week, is that correct?
Greenville?
Yes. That's why I said Greenville.
Did you say Ville?
Yes, sir.
By the way, Illinois losing at home to Penn State. That'll make Sean happy. 30-13 on that one. Utah is leading Weber State 17-7 at the half.
How about Colorado?
They play tonight.
Okay.
Notre Dame leading Central Michigan in the second, 21-7.
What a tough schedule Notre Dame plays.
I know. You got to take on the Chippewas now and then. First down and 10, football at the 41. And you know right now that Greenville will use as much time as they can each and every possession, just try to run this thing down, and they'll run the football. A hard hit at the 40. How about that, huh? That was number 51 on the tackle there. That was Devontae Moore out of North Central High School.
Yeah, I remember that kid played with North Central.
Yeah. Duke leading Northwestern 7-0 in the first. South Carolina, Georgia underway. Iowa, West Michigan. Minnesota, North Carolina. They've just now started.
What's IU final score? Did you get that yet?
I'll get it for you as soon as I can.
Okay.
Oregon State, San Diego State just started. Oklahoma and Tulsa now underway. Well, Notre Dame is up 21-7, yes. Second down and 10. 3 wideouts. They'll run the football again. Nice run here across the 45 near the 46-yard line. Stop play right here. By the way, Indiana losing that one 21-14.
Oh, they looked kind of dismal early, but they hung on, didn't they?
Yeah. They put the play clock back to 40. Now Manchester will have to regroup after today. Had a young man come to the sideline, might be a little shaken up. Looks like it might be number 13, which is Jalen Grimes. So third down and 4. And you wonder why that Greenville waiting so long. Again, they're going to run that play clock down as far as they can, that along with the game clock here in this fourth quarter. Hash mark left, and they'll hand it off over the right side. It'll be a little bit shy of the first down, I do believe. That'll be Kobe Bradley once again on the carry.
I think I would go for this.
Yeah.
He's a yard, just a yard short.
Yeah, because your idea now is just keep running that clock.
Yes, sir.
Well, as mentioned, I have next Saturday off. I'll be kind of curious what I'm going to do next week. Maybe you can go to your beach house while you're working.
Sorry, it's closed.
I kind of figured it would be.
Take Susanna to dinner.
Oh, come on. That's right. Whistle, and we've got a timeout. 11:43, 52-7.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Spartan Stadium for HCAC Game of the Week. 4th down and 1 here for Greenville, and they'll run it, and they're going to get the first down. A little bit more diving ahead to the 45-yard line. That is Kobe Bradley, just a sophomore. He's out of Jonesboro, Arkansas.
I know where that is. Jalen Posey from there.
Is he?
Yep. Our buddy does college, high school football for us.
There you go. Here, Arkansas is nice this time of year. So it'll be first down. Greenville very, what you might say, vanilla in this offense again, not trying to, run up the score here in the fourth quarter. But these guys that are playing now, there's a hard hit and going down immediately. That'll be Dave Paul, defensive back out of Detroit, Michigan. I'm watching the sidelines there for Manchester, and got a lot of the players gathered around one of the coaches, just trying to keep them encouraged as much as they can. They're going to fall to 0-3. They've given up a ton of points in their first 3 games. I think they know what they have to do, just a matter of now getting it done. Second down and 12. And we're going to stop play again, flag down. And it's going to be a timeout again by Greenville.
It was either that or a 5-yard penalty for delay a game.
So next week, as you had mentioned, we're going to have volleyball action on Friday and Saturday. Means that you're going over there, right, to Terre Haute?
Yeah,
we're in the night.
We're doing, Terre Haute play. Rose Holman has their invitational.
That'll be fun.
We'll see Grove City, University of Olivet. I think Asbury is there, and I forget the 4th team. Well, that's 3 teams, right?
Yeah,
and Rose Holman.
Rose Holman, yeah.
So, Jerry and myself and Clark, Savannah will be on the broadcast.
Okay.
And then soccer next Saturday as well. Ohio Northern takes on the Engineer men's team.
So you got all kinds of people going to Rose Holman.
Yeah, I think we have 2 crews going to Rose Holman.
There you go.
And then it got a crew in Evansville for high school football next week, and 2 crews in Indianapolis.
Yeah, I'll have that Mount Vernon game on Friday.
And we got volleyball on Tuesday, you and I.
Yeah. Another busy week.
Yes, sir.
IndianaSRN.org. Check out the schedule. Pretty soon we're about 4 weeks away from playoff time in high school football. Right around the corner. Hand off, end around left side. Looking for running room and down to about the 41-yard line. Dominic Esperanza.
Well, I tell you what, the enthusiasm on the sideline is not dead.
No.
They are encouraging their players. That's a good sign, Troy.
I think that also came a little bit from the meeting they had. They saw some positive things today they can work on. First off, they got to score. Get that
monkey off the back.
It's done now. And I think that maybe they have found the quarterback in O'Brien. He'd be a little more accurate, get those offensive linemen blocking a little bit better, sustain those blocks longer. But they got to find a running game somewhere. 3rd down and 5. We keep throwing these flags. You may not get to your townhouse very soon.
5-yard penalty, still 3rd down.
The quarterback has to realize that the play clock is right directly to the left side of him. He's got to see that. This is one of the things coach would drive you nuts.
Yeah.
You're running the clock. You're doing a good job of doing that. Make sure you are aware where the play clock is.
And that also comes down to, I want to show that I can execute as the backup quarterback. If my starter gets hurt, I've got to be able to know that I can at least move the football. I don't have to score in this situation because you're up 52-7, but I need to move the football. And there we go again.
And another delay game.
Do we not? The clock didn't work at that end or what?
No, it went down to 0.
I know. I'm just saying, does it not work? Does he not see it working? Or
the young man that's operating ready for play clock is from Greenville, Indiana.
Yeah, he is.
He is a broadcaster that has really liked your work over the few years and was really thrilled to death that you gave him your autograph today. I mean, you gave him that 8x10 glossy. Yeah. I was very proud of you.
He's a desperate young man is what he is. Hand off and the run again by Kobe Bradley.
I was just impressed you gave him an 8x10 glossy.
You didn't think I carried those with me,
well,
did you?
Usually you charge people, but you gave it to him.
Well, he's a student. Don't you remember being a student at some time, having no money?
I went to college for 1 day, Troy. And then they did.
Did you hear that? And I got to ride home with my producer.
Well, it was on that Chick-fil-A napkin.
It was. That's right.
Should we talk about the Chick-fil-A story?
You know, I remember what town that was. It was Danville.
Okay.
Uh-huh. I can't tell that story now. We got football to go to here. 4th and 14. Hey, if there's a Chick-fil-A sandwich left behind, you know who will get it.
And there's another delay game.
Now, that young lady who's the official that throws the flag.
She's got her. I think that she needs maybe a sling later.
She's going to need one.
I will tell you, I've been around this school, and you have too. Have you ever seen 3 in a row?
No. I've never been involved in a game. We had, what?
2?
Well, when we did the Franklin game, they had over 1,000 yards of total offense between the two teams. And well over 1,000 yards. That punt will go inside the 5, and I believe it may have gotten into the end zone for the touchback. So we've also not had in our Franklin opening game where we had, was it 9 to 10, 40-plus yard plays?
10.
They went for touchdowns.
Yes.
Never had that before. And then last night, high school football, Mount Vernon kicks 2 field goals from 89, 90 yards away. Attempts just so they could get the ball back to the other end at what, the 20?
Yes, sir.
That rule makes no sense. And I'm going to voice my displeasure about that even again. That's right. And Nick's coming up with the new rules.
There's nothing like Casey Pierce's rules. Though.
Yeah, Casey
Nick's pretty unique.
Yeah.
But Casey, he thinks that there should be a sword fight at the coin toss.
To see who gets the football first? Yeah. And somebody must die.
No,
that's Casey. O'Brien back in, hand off, big hole up the middle, across the 30, out to the 32. Boy, and the guy who just carried the football is down. And guess who that is? And Serena Smith, who you just can't afford to lose any running backs at any point, but you hate to lose this young man, a guy who's vying perhaps for a starting spot. He is in the plus yardage category now, or is he not? Let me check here. Yes, he is. He got 6 yards now.
Looked like he might have twisted the knee.
Let's step aside.
We'll take a timeout. 7:49 to go here in the 4th, 52-7.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt, it's not a game.
Insulting referees, it's not a game.
Threatening officials, it's not a game.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes, it's not a game.
Violent language in the stands, it's not a game.
Verbal abuse from the sideline, it's not a game.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot.
O'Brien set to throw. And somebody had their signals mixed up on that one. 2 receivers in the same area.
Manchester soccer team plays tomorrow. Last time out, won. Good old Corey got 5 goals.
Corey Mitchell got 5 goals in that game.
And they're 3-0-3 on the year. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm not a big tie guy. I think you got to play to win. I've been to hate soccer when you have to tie.
To be very transparent, I don't know what nil means.
Nil means 0.
I don't get it.
It's nil.
How do you spell it?
NIL.
Okay.
Nil.
All right.
It's a soccer term.
I spell it IT.
I know.
Thank you very much.
O'Brien. And that pass will be dropped. Jordan Barnett there.
Kneel and pitch.
Nil. Not kneel, nil.
And pitch.
Pitch. It's a pitch. You're playing on a pitch.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, the pitch is over there.
Well, can you still explain to me why we have to have ties?
Oh, pitch is over there. I lost. The pitch is over there.
It's over here.
Yeah, I don't know what they use that field. I think that's the
band. I've been told by our SID the band plays practice.
And I hear that's a Troy Derigowski stadium over there because nobody plays.
Third down, and Chan O'Brien fumbles the football. He'll go down. Can we get back to the ties in soccer? I mean,
sure.
Nick wants it to be. Would you say you want it to be a loss if they tie?
I think that's great. I think that's a great idea.
Well, the way they do it is the Spartans will have to get rid of the football here. The way they do it is you get a point for a tie, you get 2 for a win.
That's hockey, too.
Yeah, and I just think there should never be a tie. We are out here competing. You should have a winner or a loser.
Okay. I'll write that down.
Just make it very simple.
Well, the next time I talk to the rules committee.
Yeah. Of course, the purists in soccer would tell me to go jump in a lake. So. Yeah. Clock is under 6:45. Punting unit is on.
Oh, nope. Got it off.
That one's going to be shanked off the side of his foot. Now, you like the way the ball was spinning on that, so he's going to get more yardage out of it, but not a great kick right there, and it'll be at the 49.
So we're off next week of football.
I am. You are.
I think everybody is, except high school football. We got 4 high school football games. And then the next week is the kickoff of the HCAC thing
or season? Football season?
Yeah. You can check the sports page for those games.
If you're nice to me, I will.
Okay, fine. Why don't you tell people how we get this sports page?
I'm not really sure how you get that sports page. You go to my sports website, radiotroy.com.
Okay.
And if you go there and also on IndianaSRN.org, there's a little bar there, which I'd like that to be updated, by the way.
Okay.
Plus, our pictures and the profiles are a little bit out of. So I'm not even on there, and I've been here for 4 years.
Here we go.
First down and 10. Football at the 49. Quarterback will keep it himself. Big hole, and he's going to score. How about this? All the way to the house on that carry, and that was Caden Boardway, the sophomore out of Auburn, Washington, and he goes in 49 yards, and the touchdown touches the football for the first time today.
Okay. Someone's going to say, why would you score? But you cannot tell kids not to score.
Yeah.
I mean, if you had that hole, you would run and score.
I would score.
Now, it'd take us 4 minutes and 15 seconds for you to get down there to
and
score.
We'd only have a couple of minutes left, but I'd get there, yeah. And besides that, I've always said it's not my job to stop me. It's your job to stop me. Now, I'm not going to try to run up the score, but if it's available, I'll take it. Extra point attempt is on the way, and that hole was big enough that all 3 of us could have gotten through there. 59-7 with 6:18 remaining.
My name is Brittany. A little thing I love about the egg white grill is the toasty English muffin. It's toasted perfectly. It's just a little crispy, but not like hard crispy, but just crispy enough that when you bite into it, everything is perfect.
My name is Curtis, and I love the egg white grill because the egg itself, it's like soft and fluffy, like a pillow. I wouldn't eat my pillow, but I'd eat the Chick-fil-A breakfast egg white sandwich for sure.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
You sure you want to make that move?
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
6:18 remaining here in this one, 59-7.
You know, our public address announcer's been here so long.
Yeah.
That he just gave me the biggest compliment in the world.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not asking for your picture.
Well,
not like mine. I got mine signed and everything.
I got a 16 by 36. I got a poster.
16 by 30. Carry those around, do you? Here's a kickoff return. Boy, good special teams play there by Greenville. You got to love that on special teams, though, huh?
Mm-hmm. Oh, whoa.
Well, I don't know why he's getting so upset about that, but that's Kobe Bradley, number 21 on special teams.
That's when you just say, son, we're up 59-7. Go back to the huddle.
Yeah.
Hey, congratulations to the volleyball team. They're 6-3.
Okay.
They are in Wheaton College for their invitation. Lost the first game and will be playing at 4:05, 4 o'clock today.
Okay.
So you might want to check the Wheaton website, and you can see the volleyball team play.
So they're playing right at this moment.
Yes, sir. 6-3, pretty good record.
Not bad. Tough conference too coming up.
Yes, sir.
We'll get you updated on some of the college scores before we get out of here this afternoon. Ball completed at the 30, out to about the 33-yard line. Dante Cheney back in the lineup now for the Spartans. Completes that pass there to Jalen George. Utah leading Weber State now 24-7 in the third. Also in the second, Notre Dame still leading Central Michigan, 21-7. Oklahoma now leading Tulsa 14-0 in the first. And Oregon State leading San Diego State 3-0 also in the first. Your Uber driver has made it. Run it over the left side. So at least you don't have to walk anywhere to your big mansion.
The cool thing is Nick takes all the equipment, so we can skedoodle, and we can be at the house probably by 5:30. I'll have lasagna. I'll have some lasagna for you tonight.
Oh, thank you. You're going to cook it fresh for me?
We're probably going to have some marble games going on.
Marble games?
No, seriously. We play marbles. It's vicious. I lost my finger last time.
I bet you did. Got bit off or?
Well, Debbie gave it back to me on Tuesday.
There you go. Second down. Under the 5-minute mark in this one. Pass over the middle. Ball caught. Nice play once again by Jalen George. Good throw by Cheney.
I wonder what kind of review we got today. I know the boss has been watching on his big screen TV in the studio.
Which is now went from 55 to 65.
Nice.
That's nice. Yeah. When we're not doing games, we're in there watching TV.
I think that's where I'll be watching the Super Bowl.
You should. I think you should have a Super Bowl party.
Yeah. Man, that's so far away, though, right now.
It'll be here before you know it.
Yeah. How's your NFL team doing?
I've switched teams.
Again?
Every time that they lose, I go to somebody else.
Oh, okay.
I want to find winners. I'm going to go with Philadelphia. Here's Cheney. Cheney might
go.
Make some noise here for getting a start and make
See
some
how
nice
he protected
play.
that ball?
Yeah.
Good job. What year is Cheney?
Cheney's a junior, too.
They're young.
Got some young kids. The thing is, here's Cheney, an opportunity to kind of show what he can do if he can throw the football, and he's shown that he's got a pretty good arm.
Coach Hunt's going to be okay. They're going to be okay.
They'll be all right. They may have to take their lumps again this year more than once, but I think if they can keep some of these kids involved in their program and get in the weight room and work on that offensive line and get a running game.
You notice how nice the campus was when you came in today? Beautiful campus.
Yeah, it is. Second down and 8. Fumbling the football. But that's the one thing you just can't do right there. Turnover again. And Serena Smith just had that one pop out of his hands and a turnover. They always say there's a reason why that you're 0-2 or 0-3, and it's really just the mistakes.
Fundamentals.
Fundamentals, penalties, fumbling the football, all of that. Just
I want to look up the AC and see how many delay game penalties are in a row. I want to see what that is, because I think we just
the
beat
3
a record.
that we had, or
yeah.
was it 3 or 4? Yeah.
I'm sure that's a stat they keep track of.
They keep track of every stat.
They got stats on stats.
I know they give a stat about us. How many times we said, you know?
You know?
Yeah, you know.
How many is you know?
Today we had 16 in a row. You know?
You know?
Or the word of the day last week was, oh.
I said, uh-oh.
Uh-oh, that's what it was.
Uh-oh. So first down here for Greenville after the turnover into Manchester territory.
You know, if a sponsor click on and want to be a sponsor for IndianaSRN, this is the entertainment they get.
And information you'll get nowhere else because we'll solve the world's problems by the end of the day.
We try.
I already told Nick when I become emperor there's going to be some changes.
We want to thank the athletic department of both teams, the head coaches, the coaching staff, Manchester, the great greeting. The hospitality was terrific.
And
I don't know about your steak at halftime, but mine was great.
The cookies were the best, though.
Yeah, I don't know where they get those cookies, but I got to find that cookie store.
Yeah, that steak tasted like popcorn. Hand off to Bradley.
Leave it up to Nick to tell us that. You know, Nick is back with us on our first game. I think he's down in Franklin with us.
Is he?
Yeah.
Very good.
That should be a classic because, you know, Nick's a hoot to work with.
He is.
And hats off to him, by the way. We had some technical difficulties, and Nick solved the problem.
He did.
Good job, Nick. Oh, Jerry chipped in.
Well, at least he had the presence of mind to call Jerry.
Yeah, and Jerry answered the phone.
Yes. First down and 10 at the 44. It's like the carry again by Kobe Bradley.
You can almost drop the knee here, couldn't you?
Yeah. Yeah, there won't be any more timeouts called. You have no timeouts remaining. Just you could snap it twice and this thing is over. And I think that's probably what they will do.
The board turned to
went to green. You know, there's a different player holding that board now.
Well, they take turns. It's a heavy board.
They won't take a knee, but Bradley will run it. Takes a hard hit, driven back. Got to stop on the whistle.
This is pretty good for the defensive stats right here, though.
I don't think they care at this stage. You know what I think they care about? Regrouping.
Yep. Film work tomorrow, or do you take the day off? Got to take the day off, don't you?
You know what? After a day like today, they don't play next week, right?
That's correct.
I'd give them a few days off.
Yeah. Get them in the classroom.
Yep.
Hey, the band, don't forget we're not going to cover it, but the band's going to have their concert.
They will. So we're down to our final 30. Should be the last play as they kneel down on this one. So after the first 7 points were scored by the Spartans, they were outscored 59-0 the rest of the way. And so for Greenville, they'll improve to 2-1 on the year. And the Spartans will fall to 0-3. And again, we want to thank everybody here for their hospitality at Manchester University. And, of course, make sure you check out IndianaSRN.org for the schedule that is upcoming. It'll be a busy weekend coming up next weekend. For everybody on the staff here at IndianaSRN, thanks for being with us. Your final score, Greenville 59, the Spartans 7. This has been Indiana College Football right here on IndianaSRN.